lesson plan. I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We grooving to calypso and steel band. Together, so should every leader, for we are one people, one destination. So let us move on without hesitation. I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We grooving to calypso and steel band. The venue is Tobago, and it's going to be a grand show, a true Caribbean colors mix up. When we start to jam up, we going non-stop. I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We grooving to calypso and steel band.
bosses me a blow. Why I not at work? That is a good question, sir. I have something to tell you, sir. I fired the work. That's right, I done. How I mean I fired the work? I mean I finished, I quit all fall down, sir. You see this teaching people to drive business? Well, sir, that ain't made for me at all, at all, at all, at all. You remember the woman you sent me with yesterday? And it's not only a little brushing up you say she wants. Eh? It's not yourself tell me she been driving for 6 months. Well, Mr. Ryson, when she tell you she been driving for 6 months, you should have asked she what? Because I show us donkey cart she mean. Sir, that woman don't know one end of a car from the next, you know. In the first place, sir, before we even move off, she pull out the choke. Well, sir, when I see she do that, I say, the woman knows she onions. She know how to drive. But you know why she do that, sir? Was to hang up the handbag. That's right, sir. Hang up the handbag. I had to beg she, Dudu, darling, please put back in the people's choke. Then we try moving off. Sir, if you look in the back of the garage, you're going to see something that looks like a window. Well, it's not a window. That is where the car hits her. She move off in reverse and she mash up your whole wall, you know. I should have known better, Mr. Ryson. I should have known better. But it's you self tell me the woman driving for 6 months. When I asked she if she sure she want to go on the road, she tell me she done pay she money already. And it's going. So it's gone, we gone. Well, sir, that was the second mistake I make. The first one was when I start to work for you. I saying it now and I saying it again. Never me to teach no woman to drive no motor car. Not even my grandmother could get me to teach she, sir. I mean, I know the car in short, but it's a shame to treat a motor car, sir. Sir, listen. The woman ain't even look twice at the garage wall, you know. She just ram in the first and she take off. And when I say ramming, sir, I mean ramming, you know. I mean, the foot ain't even reach anywhere near the clutch yet, you know. So all I know is 1 minute we in the garage, the next minute we on Ryson Road going the wrong way. Sir, you ever drive down Ryson Road the wrong way? Well, sir, I don't know how I living to tell this story, you know. What? Yes, sir. What I've been doing all this time. Mr. Ryson, all I could do, sir, was to fasten my safety belt and pray for the police. Because the speed that woman be going at, sir, if I did ever even touch she, I dead. Yes, sir. Why I ain't stop she? Mr. Ryson, like you don't understand the position. So the woman is going about 60 miles an hour, you know. She 2 eyes staring straight down the road. She mouth set like 10 rat trap. She 2 hands stick onto the steering wheel. And it's straight down the road we going, sir. All like the loser was pray and pray and pray. You remember Tingale? Yes. It's Tingale who liked to lie by we. She nearly killed him. You know how Tingale have a habit of skylarking with motor car? That man never happy unless a car bumper almost touch his pants. Well, one time he misjudged, you know, sir. When Tingale see the car coming, sir, he must have thought was one of we driving. And he know that we like to do him a little thing and slow down for him to cross the road in style. So when he see the car coming, he start to cross the road in style, sir. If you see him, sir, he 2 hands in his pocket. He head throw back. He eye up in the air and he whistling, sir. All you say, Tingale old and he can't move. Eh? Sir, when Tingale realized that the car ain't slowing down in truth, sir, he eye open big, like he in shock. And wants to see that man jump, sir. So they're still talking about that jump down on Ryson Road. You say Tingale can't move, eh? So he jumped 6 foot straight up and 20 foot across, sir. And by the way, sir, a man coming to see you tomorrow. I don't know your name. But the woman mashed up his snow cone cat. It named Kilimanjaro. It was parked up on the sidewalk and she swear it away with the left fender. And you think she stopped? Stop with sir. But one thing I could say for she, sir. If there's one thing she learned in 6 months, is how to change gear. Sir, that woman changed gear like it going out of style. All wrong, all wrong, sir, all wrong. And talk about signals, sir. Well, sir, she must have thought all mean go. Because she ain't stopped for none. And on top of that, sir, she started to sing. Sing and say, yes, I sing. You know the song, The Way We Was? Well, I sure you don't know it the way she sing it, sir. So she started to sing that song at the top of her voice like we're going to dead any moment. But what really had me frightened, sir, was when we cut up French Street and busted through the savannah. You know, the woman jumped the pavement, and next thing I know, we're on the racetrack. That is another thing you have to pay for, the fencing. She mashed it up. All the fencing mash up, sir. What I've been doing all this time. You have the heart to ask me that, Mr. Ryson. What I've been doing all this time. Sir, I tell you, I've been praying like Ken Pundit. When I see she bust through the savannah, sir, and head up Cascade, I say she have motive. We go in St. Anne's. But then she slowed down. She really slowed down. She dropped from about 65 to 40, sir. But it was because she shoe heel brake. And you know what she do, sir? She bend down under the dashboard to pick it up. Well, sir, I tell you, we miss a Texaco tanker by a If we had one more coat of paint, we bounce, sir. Where I calling from? I thought you would have never asked that. Where I calling from? Mount Hololo, sir. Mount Hololo. How we stop? A big stone, sir. A big stone. Car? What car? It used to be a car. The car mash up, sir. You have to put out plenty pesh to fix that, and you better send the record now. No, the woman, sir. She gone home so long. She called a taxi and she gone, sir. I hear she say she have a next appointment with we. But she don't know is with you, sir. Because I done, I quit, I finished a 5-day work, sir.
Pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. This is Gem FM. I'm your host, the Sheriff, yours truly, John Calise. And today is Saturday. This is Caribbean Connection, and I'm always here on a Saturday morning to make sure you get the right information from the right people, straight from the horse's mouth, as they will say. We interview and we talk to people who are making headways in Toronto, Grenada, and around the world. This morning we're lucky and blessed to have with us the new president of the Grenada Association in Toronto, Brother Unison Joseph, and co-host with me this morning. Guest host is none other than Simon Samuel. Yes, a brother who been around Toronto Association, the Greater Day Cultural Association, and so on. He's here with us this morning as well. Well, good morning, both of you gentlemen. And I know, Unison, I promised to come back last night, boy, but it didn't happen. So, let me tell you something. Tiredness is something else. You know, I drove from Pickering, Highway 7 to come down. I went down by my church and I came back up and I said, well, let me drive back up to our road. I came back up there and it wasn't started. You know, so I said, you know what? I can't wait around to see the food on the table. That would take a long time to set up. So I said, let me go home and relax for a bit. When I got home, guess what? Ola has sent me some seafood. Yes, mixed last night. So I feast on that, you know. So I had an Ola bowl last night, you know. So I caught niggeritis. You know what I'm saying? So I had to stay and enjoy the crab and the thing, you know. Yes, and the mussel or what they call this little stuff on them, you know, and had a feast on that last night. So and with some bread. So I was served well. So I couldn't come back up last night, sorry. But I want to say Gemma from the sports sponsor of the Fish Friday night. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
thank you.
We did our part there. For those of you listening this morning, don't forget to go down to 477 Oakwood Avenue for the oil long today. Oil long especially, a lot of different things, but the oil long is the main thing today at 477 Oakwood Avenue, Oiler's Kitchen. All right? Go check it out and tell me heard it from John on Gem FM. This Sheriff send you. And don't forget, buy a lot of food for your family. Go and get some food by Oiler. All right? So, so Delbert is not here yet. He's probably stealing grain and sucking mango. So, like, you know, this guy going around feasting on mangoes. I see Miss J. Leslie take the camera and just trying to embarrass us by putting up all the pieces of mango, wasting on the ground and grader, you know. And I can't imagine that for a moment. Bucket of mango. I see one guy sitting on a bucket of mango in front of, like, I remember when I was a young guy going up in Paradise and, you know, sucking mango like buckets, you know what I mean? And now you have to pay $5 for one lick of mango. Jesus Christ. You know, it's a good thing I had enough back then. So I guess, well, mango and grader is spoiling. So we see they have sent them to New York and stuff like that too. But nevertheless, we're not going to go hungry in grader anytime soon. Yeah, we could freeze mango, we could bottle mango. You know what I need the government I need to do it. You could just do it on your own home. You know, squeeze all the mango in a jar and put it away. You could drink mango, mango juice, mango nectar. Yes, we have enough mango. However, today is Saturday, Victoria Day weekend. I don't know how people celebrate that, but I celebrating my wife today. She's the queen of my house. Yes, she's my queen. Yes, she is. So. I wouldn't take you, I want to go too far and too long, but Simon Samuel first. I know, brother, you have been, my wife is the queen at your house. I just tell me, see my wife is what? Yeah, she's the queen. You want to show your face? Come here, come. Come. Who is that? Simon Samuel is here. And Vince and Unison, she's kitchen ready. Don't worry, she's kitchen ready.
Morning.
Yes, so here we are, and Simon Samuel, my brother. Last time we was here, we was from the Greater Day Oil Long Fest. Yes, and we had a good time on the show. And the Monday morning, I don't want to raise it up, but I just want to extend a Gem FM heartfelt sympathy to you again and Gem FM officially. You know, you have lost your wife the day after you've been on this show here in the morning. And that's a lot of people may not know, but I always say that your family is a close-knit family. I watch you guys from a distance. I watch you up close. And it saddens me. And I've been through what you've been through, what you're going through right now. I'm still going through it. To lose a loved one is a painful thing. Yeah? And many of us who have, you know, if you have not been alcoholic, you don't understand how alcohol tastes, really. You know what I mean? And for me, I have tasted what you've been drinking right now, you know, and I have drank from the same fountain of sympathy and empathy and all this stuff like that. And I understand how it feels to lose someone very close to your heart. So from Gem FM to you and your family, I want to say, you know, a deep sympathy to you and your household. Yeah, especially your son, and you know. And I really appreciate. Stay strong, my brother, and you know, and continue struggling through it, but you will come with a butterfly on the other side. Yes. Yeah,
John, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I just to give you a little bit, and so it's been 8 months since she passed away, and you know, and like I'm kind of going through that yearly phase now. A day like today, when you know everybody's getting the garden ready to plant and all that stuff. So that's one of the other phases that. You know, I'm facing right now, you know, getting ready to store the garden and everything, you know. So that's another one. And then as time goes by, you know, I think when that year finishes, you're going to kind of like, okay, you're over that hump. I actually climbed that hump already, John, to be honest, and I'm trying to take it one step at a time. But I'm doing okay, you know. It's been tough, but I tell you, I'm a strong guy, you know. I'm a Samuel, and you know, you know, we like to battle, we like to go through, you know, we go through tough times, but in the end, we come out victorious. So that's where I'm at this point. Yeah.
Very good, nice. Now, when we have our new president, our ambassador for the Greater Association in Toronto, new president was elected last Saturday, I think it was. Yes. And he's also a member of the Greater Day Cultural Association as treasurer. I won't ask you much about that, but I'll ask you a little bit about it. in terms of what's happening coming up, the events that come. Hoping to have the whole crew back here. Not this Saturday, coming next Saturday with Mario and everybody else back here. But could you just, before we go into your present state of leadership, could you just enlighten us a little bit for the listening public, a little bit on the Grenada Cultural Association will be taking place on the 26th of August. What are the events now leading up to that so people can look out for them coming up?
Okay, thank you, John, once again for having me. Brother Samuel and I, we go back a long way. Since you always been a mentor to me. So I always, the night before his wife passed, we were at a meeting. So, it touches all of us. When one hurts, all of us hurts together. That's so correct, in terms of the Grenada Day, we have a few events coming up. Last night was a Fish Friday. We have a brunch on June 30th also. Then we have Oil Long Fest and a few events leading up to that. But right now, we just asking the public to be sensitized of the date and to look forward to a much better Grenada Day this year than the past. It will be a little bit more, a little bit smaller, but it'll be what we are accustomed as Grenadians to be, like our cultural part of it. Meaning, the organization have been through a lot. Samuel was always a member, executive member. You could attest to that. So we had restructured, we regrouped, and I'm telling you right now, this one is going to be a launch into something spectacular. This is our 50th anniversary. It's going to be our 50th for our independence, and we're going to use the Grenada Day as sort of a launching pad, like to sensitize of what we're looking forward to and to set the tone for our independence. So we're not just Grenada Day, we're looking to have a comprehensive approach, linking up with different organizations, because we cannot do it alone. And Grenadians here is not just Grenada Day. We have so much more to offer, and we've been a stellar part in Canada history in the communities here. So we're looking to embrace that this year.
All right. I know that you have this stuff coming up, and the new executive, as you said, I was there in the electoral process to help with that. And there's the president remained the same, but there's a shift around in terms of the members on the board of directors for the Grenada Day Cultural Association. We know that you used to be in Dunsview Park, so we could be moving back to Coronation Park. It is.
Yes, Keele and Eglinton.
Keele and Eglinton. All right. So folks, if you're listening, that's where you're gonna be. Don't go up and Duff and Shepherd and Keele area and looking for the festival. It's down at Eglinton and Keele. All right. So please don't go up there and say, well, they didn't tell you. You hear it here on Gem FM. I go hear it again because it's always here. All right. I'm calling you promote. No, I say, well, no, I didn't hear it. How they didn't tell us? Well, it's on Gem FM. I don't listen to Gem FM. You won't hear it probably on 680 News or hear it on Gem FM. Stop listening to Gem FM is our Grenadian community radio right here in Toronto. So, yes. And I wish more people could just pay more attention to us, because that's what we do. We promote all Grenadian stuff, a lot of Grenadian stuff in Toronto right here. Yes. And we encourage you to listen and to share, guys. Share Gem FM radio. We are here to stay. We're not going nowhere. You're getting bigger and better. All right. So that being said, last week Saturday was the election of officers, I guess, for the Grenada Association in Toronto. And you have been elected as the new chairman/president. What is that like for you? You're also the president of chairman of the disaster preparedness in Toronto as well. And that's something people need to know about too, right? I don't know how much they know about it, so we could speak to that a little bit too. But I wanted to talk about your role becoming a new president. What should people look forward to under your leadership? People might say, well, I don't know why him, why he didn't vote him, but the people voted for you. What people should expect from your leadership and the team that you'll be leading into the future of Grenada Association?
Yes, thank you. But first of all, I want to pay all respects to the former presidents, because without them, they wouldn't be a Grenada Toronto Association. The foundation was started by our own Jean Augustine from the 70s. That is the oldest running Grenada organization here in Toronto. So, and we had so many other presidents before me. So what my tenure as president, I've been voted for the 3-year term. And some of the things I really want to do, and which is going to happen, it's building a collaborative effort. It wouldn't be, I don't know it all. It wouldn't be a one-man approach. We'll be seeking advice from time to time from different community leaders, different organizations coming together to put on, first of all, our 50th. Also looking to partner with other groups. The wheel already was invented, so we don't have to invent the wheel. One of the things I want to really do is do a community focus. So we'll focus on men's health. We're hoping to collaborate with the Walnut Foundation, which Simon is a part of. You know, we have the Grenada Hospital Fund. We have in that mental health. Also, a lot of times we think about helping just Grenadians back home. But as you know, there's a lot of Grenadians presently in our communities that needs assistance as well. So one of the things we're really looking to do is to find ways how we could effectively help. We mightn't have the resources, but we could find resource in kind. I mean, if someone comes to Canada and they want help for another form to go for some benefits, in yourself, we have John, we have so many other people in the community that can help also. Also good in focusing on helping Grenada, we just partner with McMaster University, and we will be sending over 5,000 books to Grenada in collaboration with the Grenada Disaster Preparedness. So that is the kind of approach. We're taking a collective approach to move the agenda forward. Also, John, last night we met at the JCA. It's been a big talk between the Grenada community for years. Since I migrated to Canada, we said we need our own building. We need our own building. Every time I show we pay half the mortgage for the JCA, or the amount of events that we put on there. It's not bad because I think we're keeping the money within our community instead of going outside. But we need a place to call home, away from home. And one of the things we'll be doing is finding the financial minds here, helping us guide in the process, what we need to do, how we need to go about it to find that building. And that will be one of our pillars, the main pillar of what we're going to be building on. So you're going to hear a lot of the times when we speak about the building fund, how we go about achieving that. And that will be our focal point. So for the next 3 years, there'll be a conservative and aggressive push into getting our building. So I stop for here now. It's quite a bit.
You know, I love the song of that. You know, the building is very important to us as a people. We need a building where we could go in. There's a library also, you know, and place where Grenada could come and recreate, you know, spend some time, relax. You know, I haven't seen much of that in Grenada, in Canada here. People go and play a game of dominoes. I've been drafting out in a place where Grenada community could go in and have that time. We don't have those kind of things. And I think that is one thing that is lacking, the socialization of Grenadians, apart from just going to a party or going to a barbecue and stuff like that. That relaxing moment where there's no money spending to have fun. You just go and sit down in a place where you could, you know, just read a book, a place where you can have some of the history of Grenada being told in film, you know, digital information on Grenada and so on. I think that would be very, 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 very important for us to have as a people.
Yeah, also, you know, we have young second generation Grenadians here, and sometimes they need help tutoring. So the building is not just about a party and a hangout. It's going to be something where we have teachers here, professors, we have fourth generation. So that approach, we're looking to bring that tutoring part, help them with math, English, you know, build our human resource, because the GDP in Grenada depends on remittances.
A lot of it.
And if we're not healthy here to remit, well, you know.
I know. You know, something you said, and I wonder, probably Simon will jump in here at any time too. We always have this, and I see it happening in churches here. We always in the poor, preparing to send stuff home to help people, right? To help them with food, help them with clothing and stuff. But there are people in our community can't even afford to pay their rent. They're struggling. They're trying to do 2 jobs. They still have 3 children going to school, and they still have to find time to spend with those children. Is there anything in the making? I know you mentioned the support, the educational part, and so on. But is there anything in the making that will be helping people here who even falling short on their mortgage? They don't want to lose their house, they have 3 children, they don't want to lose their homes. How are we going to help those people going forward? Is that part of the agenda, of the 2030 agenda, so to speak, to help Grenadians in Canada who can't afford to pay the mortgage? I mean, some of us are hurting. We just holding on to make sure that we keep the home for our children. We don't want to lose it, And I heard someone said yesterday that the powers that be want to buy all the lands in the country and put everybody down. They're building more high-rise buildings in the city. So all the farmers who have lands want to buy it off them. So they control the food supply and put you in the city to depend on the powers that be to get your food, And we have a situation that's developing. People might not see it, but we are in a sort of a situation like a frog being placed in cold water. We jump out of it, we see it right away. But then the people say, no, we can't do that. We got to put them back in cold water and turn up the degrees bit by bit and cook them. I sometimes feel that's where we are. We're in this water, in this cold water, swimming around, and the degrees been turned up on us, and we end up getting cooked and not realize that we're being cooked for a meal. And the powers that we are doing that. So how do we as a people try to help our people in a bigger scale to keep the asset, the house? Is that some people say the liability, some people say the asset, but all know how you use it. Yes? So how do we try to help people in terms of financial education, mortgage education, everything to help them to prosper better, bigger and better into real estate? Is there any plans to help us? Because not just buying a house and have it sit on there, that's not greater, it's here, it's different. Yeah. Is there any plans that we have to incorporate and to teach us and to help us to grow as a people financially?
Yes. Well, that is one of the plan we talk about resources as I open about, right? So, for instance, we're gonna sit down at our webinars and even seminars talking financial literacy, right? We have community leaders here like Dr. Pierre. I know he was on the show. That's someone I looking to reach out to. Mr. Gawi, financial minds, and a lot of different. So what we're trying to do is have a conversation, start the conversation, and how we could effectively do certain things. If you look around in the Grenadian community, we have over 50 community groups. I don't know how much of them is active, but single-handedly we cannot do it. But if we come collectively and join, back home we say one cocoa full of basket. The Antiguan say one anything full of basket. So the thing is, we have to have the conversation and we got to sit down and really put something in place. And that's where community engagements comes in. So we'll be looking to have a lot of community engagements and setting up committees to look at certain aspects, what is feasible and how the best way to approach it. So there is something that we're looking to do as well. And just to stick a pin, we've been doing on a smaller scale that in the communities already. I remember during COVID, we have the GIPC, the Greater Independence Planning Committee, doing some work. We have the same GAT under Sandra Pierre, the former president, who was sending gift cards out. The Grenada Day Cultural Association, Maria, and them doing work. But if you notice, everybody's doing work independently, working in silos. We have to kind of change that mindset and that kind of attitude. If we come together, instead of helping one family, we could multiply the thing and help more. So that is the approach we're looking to do, collectively working together.
I love that, because at the end of the day, we're not just feeding one person. We have a head of corn, and we'll plant the seed. Instead of eating that one corn, we'll plant the seed and have a field of corn so everybody could eat at the same table. Yes? I love that. I love that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Unison. Sorry, John. I just want to slide in a couple things here that Unison made. First thing, Unison, I want to congratulate you. Sorry, on your position. And I know that you and I had some conversation prior and even recently, and then we just were in a meeting again just recently at just a couple of days ago. So yeah, I know that you're doing your best and you need the help of the community. And I give you my assurance that when we spoke a couple of days ago, that I am willing to give you an assistance the way I can. And then I think I have a lot to offer. I offer a lot for the past 10 years while I was in the on the executive for the Grenada Day. And I you know, what I like about some of us in our committee, and I would zero in on Maria. You know, she take that very serious. And I like the approach of some of us when we do things for the community. Although we're going to be getting the bash, whether if it's good or bad, but we take it seriously and we take pride in what we do. And I always said, John, and you know how I operate. I always say my motto is for my community. I love my community. I love my Grenada. What I would like to see, I mean, not because it's Grenada and anything goes. What I would like to see in our community is some structure, right? So when we do things, the rest of the other communities see that we do things different. We are a different branch of people from the Caribbean, right? So we like to do, I like to do things different, outside the box. So and when we do things, people say, wow, right? And so that's how I would like to see, our community approach things. But again, everybody's not the same. But we are, as community leaders, because I'm still a leader in the community based on the Walnut Foundation, we all always give back and give back to our heart. There's a few things that I noted here, John, and I would just start with you, that when you noted as the giving back to our own in the community, and I had to take a good smile from that. And it's a pity. Well, it's a pity Maria is not here, but I would speak on her behalf, and this is on behalf also on the Grenada Day Cultural Association. A lot of people in the community do not know that the Grenada Day Cultural Association help people in the community financially. And the same thing that you said, John, that some of those members of the community fall on hard times. There's a point when in our life when we all gonna face some hard times, and we need the support of individual and community leaders and groups. So yes, John, you hit it on the nail, that Grenada Day Cultural Association, and I think don't quote me on that. I believe we are the only group that did that. And you did mention that most of the group, they raise funds for the main island. And let me just bracket main island. Very few of the organization here in Toronto focus on Grenada, not Carriacou, right? So all the stuff that's been sent down over the years has been sent down for Grenada, or even to say for Grenada and Carriacou, but it's been left in Grenada and not sent to Carriacou. And we know that we have the Carriacou Association here, which is run by Kay Batiste, she's president. And she's been doing, a tremendous job. She also was the treasurer of the Grenada Day Cultural Association. But I just want to point out these things that, the community should be aware of these things, that yes, we, as a former member of the executive, we help our own here because they fall on hard times. And we had to come up and say, okay, no, because it's our own, and we cannot see our own suffer. And send it down to Grenada to, build up. So we need our support here. We need the people here. I'm just going to make a few points on what Unison said. I'm going to start with the health. Unison and I spoke just a couple of days ago, like I was saying, and I remember when I started I co-founded the Walnut Foundation in 2007. My aim was to support, and for the listeners, I'm a prostate cancer survivor. Prostate cancer is prevalent in the Black community. And I should have my stats in front of me. I could get it, but, Grenada is on that 20 most prostate cancer death rate, right? The top 10 would be some of the Caribbean islands, excluding Grenada, but the top 20, Grenada is part of that.
Wow.
And this is solid information I'm getting you, because the Walnut Foundation, we take part in research, and we did some good research, and we get the stats. We have the stats. So when we started the Walnut Foundation, there was no one to support me. I was just left in the dark. I mean, it's not about the Walnut Foundation, but I'm just going to mention a few things here to get to the point where, as Black men, as Black people, Black men, especially us as Canadian Caribbean people, we have no way to run. So the Walnut Foundation came in the right time where we could support men. And I wanted to take my group. It was myself and Dr. Winston Isaac, who passed away. He from St. Kitts, I from Grenada. We decide, okay, we're going to go to Grenada, we're going to go to St. Kitts. He also was the Consul General of St. Kitts. And so he had that link. He could have used his link to bring us down, myself, Anthony, which is the first vice president, and Dr. Winston Isaac. We went down to St. Kitts and talk about prostate cancer. It was my turn to do the same thing for Grenada, but I was shut down. It did not materialize, And I remember, that Sandra was also part of GATT when I brought it up to the Consul General office when we was talking about that, and there was mentioned that it's time, and he doesn't have a BA, he doesn't have a degree, he doesn't have a doctorate, nothing. So just gonna wash under the carpet. The point I'm making is, my aim was to bring our group to Grenada to talk about prostate cancer. So getting to the point with Unison, when we spoke this week, and I said to Unison, we look at the events that happening in our community here in Toronto here. Very few, let's say 92%, 91% of the event that happened in Grenada here, in Toronto here, is all about the party and the feds. Very few, and if ever, there is a conference, because mind you, John, every year the Walnut Foundation have conferences and symposium, and we go all over the globe. I have not seen no one from my community visit these conferences. We're talking about health conference. So
if I come in here, I think one of the things that is lacking, I always draw reference to this, that we may have McDonald's. I always say McDonald's does not make the best burger, period. Yeah. My mother make a better burger, your mother probably make a better burger than McDonald's.
That's right.
Yeah? The problem is that promotion, sell the product more than the product sells itself. Yes? And I think we need to do more promotion. You know, they say something repeated 28 times in a row. It become, what is like, become the truth.
That's right.
Yeah. So for 28 days, consistent 28 days in somebody's ears, they hear it. It sticks, whether they like it or not. The condition of the mind have changed and shift to what they had 28 times in a row. Right? I think what we do not do, and businesses as well, and you know, people think that let's put it on social media and people going to see it. No, it don't work like that. We need to strategically place our ads in a place where people go be constantly hearing repeatedly over and over. You see? And once it's not done that, which is done sporadically all over the place, it's ineffective. Yes. So what we need to do as a community, and I'm blowing a German FM push on bit here. We won't charge much, you know, with a fee. And again, those of you who want to feel like it does get for free every day. You don't want it, you know, churches want it free, everybody wants it free, but I have a business to run. What I'm saying is that promote this stuff effectively. Yes, Walmart know where you know where Walmart is, but every week they have a flyer. Not every other week. Every week they have a flyer promoting what they do, what they sell. And so every organization need to have a budget set aside for promotion. You know, I recall not too long ago a sister, they was having an event, and I tell them, look, this is the package I'll offer you. Well, we didn't plan that. How you plan to promote your event? By what amount come by proper promotion? You know, if you don't have a budget for marketing, you're not doing business. Yes. So I think what have to happen, we have to consistently, right, promote that what we're doing. I work for a company, Bad Boys, and that's a free commercial right there. If you look and see the TV 24. Every time it comes up, and people know Bad Boys around, but they want to keep you consistently focusing on where they are. You understand? You can't stop promoting yourself. You not just once a year, but every day in the year, or 3-4 times for the month, something has to be said about the Walnut Foundation until people get to know everything you say about the Greater Association. People have to know about it. So the more consistent you are, the more believable people are about you and what you're doing. Consistency and persistence work together. So I think what we need to do is promote the event that we have and whatever we're doing, promoting in our Black community. Because, like you said, Simon, the other communities are there. There's a reason why they're there, because it is promoted consistently in their communities.
Just to make a listen, I just want to finish that point. I have other stuff, but I just want to make. I'm going to cease on that one, and then I'll come back to you. You go back to me. So I was saying that Unison and I had this conversation that, and he did mention prostate cancer. So I am willing to work with him where we can. I don't want to use the word have a group, because talking about group, based on the information, there's over, I think you said 30 something. I have 21. I remember 21 groups that we have in the city here. So it's not a group, but I would love to work alongside you and see how we could have that subcommittee, I would say, and let us talk about how we can take care of the men in our community. It's very, very important. And like I was saying, and I want to end on that note, I was saying that we see all the events happening, but most of the event is all about the party and the jump up. Not much happening around health, where health is concerned. Breast cancer, prostate cancer, hypertension, mental health. There's a whole, and each and every one of the community in the city here suffer from these things. Suffer from these things. And I have the stats, and I'm saying the stats that we have is good stats. We have the Jamaican, we have the Trinidad, we have the Grenadian, and the extra, and we just keep going on. And the stats are there. It's right there. So again, whenever the time is right, for sure we could sit down and put a plan in place. John, I would like for you to be also on that, where we can put things in place to start that subcommittee where we can invite for example, the Walnut Foundation to talk about men's health, right? We are willing. We go everywhere. From 2007 to up to now, we go everywhere. Now we're doing a walkathon in on the 3rd of next month. But I'm going to cease there because there's another note I take here that I would like to, make some mention on, but I would come back on that.
All right. So Simon made some valuable points there. And I don't know if you remember, during COVID, the Grenada Disaster Preparedness put on some webinars. We did a men's health. You were part of it with Dr. Maitland. So we're doing like the health part of it also, but we cannot. And one of the things that we fall short on was to, although we reach out to the presidents, because every time we have an event, what I do, or a function coming, I send a letter, an invitation letter to all the presidents and chairmen of different organizations, which we have a mailing list, and we sent out asking, requesting back it during COVID. And we did financial literacy during COVID. We did men's health during COVID. We did mental health during COVID. So we were doing, and that is the kind of approach, I think, to bring to the broader community. And now we have a bigger platform to launch from. You mentioned about cancer in Grenada, and not just prostate cancer. Grenada is one of the leading countries in the Caribbean with cancer, period. Some of the things in cancer and hotspots in cancer in Grenada during COVID, we spoke about it, is Fountainoy, where Grand Mall, where you have the gas plants, and one of the hottest regions for cancer there. Yeah. We have the Nutmeg Pool. A lot of women working in Nutmeg Association is suffering from cervical cancer. So there is even the water testing up where they had that pools up in Concord up there, the farm, some farm they call it there, where they have all the pools there. The soil is contaminated. The problem we're facing as a community, that the administration doesn't seem to have that the oomph to move and help people that is suffering from cancer and other illnesses, hypertension, as you call it, you put, because of food. And that's where food security comes in, as John was alluding to. We go to different countries and ask for loans to build roads and build this, but our food security is not secure. Then the bills become higher. Your health suffer because the sugary foods, the salt, we are consuming things that is not really for our culture appropriate. So that's what we want to have, like a collective approach. That's why everyone has to be on board. We must take that approach.
Yeah.
Unison, you make a point there that touched me. When I was in Grenada in February, I happened to come across a professor at St. George's University, and an African guy. He lived in the States, and he spent most of the time in Grenada. Very, very nice guy. He's an MD and plus his PhD, and he's a researcher, and very, very brilliant. He sent me his bio. It's like 10 pages. This guy full of stuff. And the conversation started on cancer and prostate cancer. And you said it a while. You said something which both of myself and the gentleman spoke about. He did he's doing research now on Grenada. And he going from parish to parishes and to get some data on where the prostate cancer is prevalent in different parishes. And he asked me, he said, do you know where? Well, I'm from St. Patrick's. I'm going to give St. Patrick's the first, I put up the first flag. He said St. John Gulf have the highest rate in prostate cancer. So it lets me to think now, and then you said a while ago, in a sense, that with some of the cancer, and I'm looking at a whole lot of things. So he wants me to come down. And by the way, I'm going down, and I'm going to be working with this guy to do the research on why St. John is higher on prostate cancer. The water, someone said to me, Simon, you didn't know where the water comes from? The water from Victoria and Guelph, it's okay on the top, but by the time it reaches to the lands, it's contaminated. Because the washing, the feces, and et cetera. So, we can go down a whole lot of this. Then you look at, so I said to him, well, Guelph is the fishing area. Is it the fish? Some type of the fish? Some type of fish? So we have to now do a whole lot of new. So when he come back, he's going to call me, and then I'll be heading on there to see how we can do the research. But you did say very, very, and you were very, very right on that. There's a lot of things that ingrained that could cause a lot of, that sickness. We don't know how long the ladies are doing the inhaling that nutmeg and that thing there for how many years. We don't know the after effect of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember last year we approached the GCNE. Was to do because I'm from Guelph, born in Guelph.
Right.
And I find the nutmeg pool is one of the biggest building in Guelph, and one of them, the ISO in Guelph also, right? So we were looking to paint and do a facelift on the building. And then we find out it still has asbestos is in the place.
Here you go.
And then you went back, and then they do the nutmeg emit some substances from the nutmeg that causes women to have, and it's a high rate of the cervical cancer in Guelph, St. John area. And all leads back to the nutmeg. And then the administrator at the time just, not something out of agenda right now. It's shut down. But hopefully, we'll find someone to listen to us, and we could plead our cause and move forward.
Well, that's a good point, because then, John, at one point, I mean, that's a good thing you mentioned there, because you have that problem with the women, but what about the men also that works in the same environment? And again, I'm just thinking of the research that the professor did. Did that had any contribute towards his findings? Could be again, all these things and them need to be to do a research on it and get your findings. Good point, though. Good point.
Wow.
You see where you and I had to work together, you understand?
There's lots of work to be done. Lots of work to be done, brothers. I'm very, very mindful of the fact that I think I put so much emphasis in Grenada on political rampaging. Yes? Yeah. For lack of a better terminology. That we were able to yellow and green and our people dying from symbols that could be avoided and treatment that we given to our people. I think we have to have I think health in one sense have been neglected to a certain extent in Grenada for the last 44 years. Yes? 40 years or so, right? There was an attempt by the PRG to make sure that every person got good health care taken care of, right? This is what the state farm nurses visiting the farms, the estates, to ensure that estate workers' health was at a top point, yeah? Excuse me. However, that I think need to be addressed still. Our health is our wealth, right? And I think Grenadian people, excuse me, we need to focus a lot on creating better healthcare for our people at home and abroad. So with Simon and with you and the other organization within the Caribbean Grenada community here, and not just us, because what affect one person affect the other, right? We are interrelated with people, right? We connect with people from different cultures within the Caribbean country, right? St. Lucia, Jamaican, Dominican, and we work together. We've been in associations and we work in places together. To you, Mr. Unison Whiteman, as the new chairman, we make mention of working with the different groups, the almost, I think I mentioned 21 different Grenadian groups in Toronto alone, right?
Yes.
How do we find it in our doing to bring these entities together to work for one common goal, Grenada, health-wise, financially, to help and to see not ego in I'm the president, boss of this, and instead of look for the nitty-gritty things, the things that bring us together, make us better, working together. How do you plan to bridge that gap so people could cross over and not feeling threatened by losing their position? Because a lot of times people feel threatened by losing power. When you say let's work together and this, I think I must say we don't need committees. All we need is to share information. How do you bridge that gap?
Yes,
no, but it's true. People get threatened when I know people get threatened when people make a little move to strengthen an organization. Well, they want to take power from me. Instead of seeing the bigger picture as an organization, not you as the individual, as the leader. Don't feel threatened, feel empowered, because one thing about leadership, it's not about when people say, well, John is a good leader, John is a good leader. How much people could say how much people John empowered?
Yes.
You see? Because if they only focus on you as a good leader, but they never say how much people you empowered, you haven't been effective as a leader.
Yes.
You see? Right. So now I know that you made the mention about it. So how would you plan on bridging that gap to let people feel threatened that they'll be history?
So I always draw back to when growing up in Grenada, and the 40th of Powers says something to the effect of you never outshine the master. One of the first laws or the 48 laws of power. So
yes,
a lot of the leaders, when you come, don't try to outshine them. Maybe filter the information through them, and then it comes across as well. But true leadership, as you rightfully say, true leaders develop leaders. That's one of the hallmark of a true leader. But going back to being collaborative, I think it starts with a conversation. You wouldn't get everybody on board the first time you go, but through your work, that's what I would say, let your work speak for itself.
Yes.
During COVID, I remember sending out all these letters, John, and maybe 20-something letters. I got back 5, right? And when we started, we was getting hand sanitizer, this, that. Then I go to the general public. I said, listen, we have diaspora in New York, we have in Washington, we have in England, we have in Montreal, but we all sending maybe the same thing, and we overloading Grenada with the same thing. Grenada doesn't need just hand sanitizers or just masks. There's a lot of other things that goes with it. So why don't we take the approach of, let us set up a database, and we'll have a live spreadsheet, and whatever region puts it into a system, working with the Ministry of Health, and they will tell us what is an emergent need, what could wait, what we have enough of, what we should be working with. And between 5 different New York, Miami, we raised $1.8 million in aid.
Wow.
Now, just one group by itself, I don't think could have raised that. That is a picture, and that is a thing about working together, the collective, how we work collectively for all. For instance, we have Smiles Grenada, and I'll give you an example of how it would work. Smiles Grenada is doing dental in Carriacou. What we should be doing is going to Smiles program, advertising Smiles program, speaking about it, and putting monies, resources in place to help Smiles. When you help Smiles, instead of they could do 2 mouths, maybe they could do 4. We could buy a chair. Organizations now, we didn't raise funds over a period of time. So we could maybe put together and buy a chair to help Smiles when they go, buy a tent, and that will help them do what they're supposed to do. We are all professionals, but we're not professional in everything. We doesn't know it all. So a doctor maybe can change a door, but you don't expect the carpenter to check on your health.
Yeah. Right?
So we have to learn to work with each other, lean on each other of time, and don't feel threatened. Some of the positions, well, 95% of the positions, they are voluntary.
Mm,
They are
mm.
free. There's no stipend involved. But let us come together. You know, we have one thing. The revolution. I was very young at the time, but one thing I remember growing up during the revolution is community. How they influence, and that influenced my upbringing a lot. You know, how the community was about community. You empower your community. You clean your community. Now you go to Grenada, there is a whole car, there's a whole bus somewhere. And back then, you clean your community. You during hurricane season, you see, you clean the drains, you cut overhangings, you do different things. That is the sense that, you know, when you feel empowered, you could empower others. If you're not healthy, you can make another man healthy. So organizations have to come to the conclusion, listen, we cannot be having the same events on the same day. Let us work together. Let us put something in place. Let us put a 10% towards a health fund or education fund. There's teachers here. Let's go to Grenada for a week and help tutor some children, because our children in the Caribbean is lagging behind in education. You know, you watch the Chinese and the Indians that comes here, and the way advance in certain aspects in technology, because we've been teaching the same thing. The syllabus maybe never change, right? So with our organizations here, we have principals, we have professors, you know, we have media personnel. We could start going in Grenada as make a team. So we have the Walnut Foundation, which is health. We have the Nurses Association. We have Smiles. Let us come together, pool our resources, and say we're going to Grenada for 2 weeks. We're going to go into schools. We're going to teach them. We're going to teach the kids, or empower the kids, inform them about different aspects, tutor them, mentorship. There's a lot of people here that could be mentors also, without financially impacting. So that is the kind of approach I think we ought to take. We are small. Our population limits us to a lot of things, but it shouldn't be impossible. Right. We shouldn't make it. So that's
very good.
The kind of approach.
I agree to that. I go with that. Another thing, I know the 50th anniversary is coming up, and you make mention in your opening statement of our own Jean Augustine being a founding member of the Grenada Association. Is there any plans to celebrate them, to honor them on the 50th anniversary, the Jean Augustine, the original founders of the Grenada Association? Is there anything in that regard for them?
Yes, and that's one of it. Then we have persons in our communities that do a lot of work, and you know, they don't come in this limelight and say, I volunteer to this. So what we're doing, we try and do this is have a 50 day up to our 50th. And because it's our 50th, it doesn't have to end on February 7th. We plan to carry it on, right? So we'll have literature, we'll have acknowledgements of achievers of Grenadians here, first, second generation, builders. So we are in the planning stages together with the GIPC in building that, how the 50th will look and stuff. So going forward, we'll have that also.
You know, I'm just going to go back to one of the things that you mentioned at your opening statement, Unison, and I have a note here. And when I say that, you know, we are Grenadians and we should be thinking outside the box. We should be thinking for the future of the next generation that's been here as Grenadian. The building, I'm just gonna point out that building you speak about there. It's been and I'm assuming it's been a passion, and it's been in people's mind for many, many years. We have a lot of Grenadians in our community, and I would say that is financially okay. There's some that, so we have that. What I think is, if we can get these people, have a sit down, get some people, look at the people that have the businesses and other people, you don't have to have business, but you would know, I mean, kind of have a sense of who you could approach and have this discussion in purchasing this building for the community. They also, you and I spoke about that, so I'm going to talk about that now, that they also like shares of this property. The children would have eventually, and that's why I say we have to think about the future of the children. So if I invest in a building for our community, then I have share in this building. When I go, my son would take over my share, and so on and so on and so forth. So the building fund is one of that. It's a very, very, very good, perfect idea for bringing that dream, I would say, in reality. And I think you're on the right part in that. It's been talked about, but no one really take that initiative to really move it forward. I think it's a very, very excellent idea, and I would see John sitting on there, and I know he's shaking his head on that, and because he also wants to see that happen. He also wants, like you mentioned, the guys want to go and play domino, right? My mom, she's 91. She wants to go and crochet, you know, and other activities where we can use this building, and you know, said, I wouldn't repeat, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when we look at the money that's been spent and given to other building management and building owner, that money should have been going in our pocket.
Yeah, I think Unison made that mention. The money they spend just hosting stuff at the JCA, they could have pay up on a mortgage or paid to, because I think the government also has, and if you do a research well, you'll find out that the government give a lease building for 99 years for $99. Yes. If you could find one, they will lease it to you for that amount of time. You have to do all the maintenance and upkeep of the building for yourself. And I think I was speaking to someone who raised that with me a while back, and they alluded to the fact that that idea was brought before the Green Association already many years ago and was turned down. Yes. Because they had found a building if I could remember correctly. But the other members on the board was not going along with it. Where you get money to support it? But you're paying to support somebody else, and that's where they get money from to keep it up. You know? But I think when people's time is not yet, they can't see the vision. You know, one thing I always go back to the Bible and talk about, you know, the Bible says to walk by faith and not by sight. Everything you see, your eyes is the biggest distractor to your progress. Because your eyes going to tell somebody you can't have that. You're too rich, you're too poor, you're too black, you're too short, you're too tall. Everything the eyes going to see go to tell you can't do it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And some people are like your eyes. They would see what is impossible and say what is possible. That's you know? Right. So in essence, what we have to do is to let our mind's eyes direct our path.
That's right.
You see, one of the greatest distractors of our progress, right, is our inability to process our vision clearly. And if we are certain people, and you're the only person who have a vision, and the other people don't buy into your vision, they'll put in the cemetery. So what you need is like-minded people who can see where you're going and walk with you. Yes? Because what you don't need is a set of negative energy, right? That would distract you and find all the impossibles. You know, like is this one guy looking at the sunshine come to the window, and I see one speck of bulb put on the window and say, man, this bulb put on the window scene. Instead, he embrace the light. You know, a lot of people instead embrace the light of a new dawn. They worry about the border pass across the sky. You know, and so this big border's passing across the sun. Embrace the light. And I think we have to move from the stage of becoming a one-line generality to becoming more programmed to thinking positive and having positive thoughts, because you always go to the direction in which you're thinking. Yes? You never go in the opposite direction of your thoughts. You go in the opposite of your thoughts. So if we always focus on what we don't want, that's all going to happen. We'll get what we don't want. Yeah. But focus on what you want, you always get. And that's why it's important to have like-minded people that will join you on the journey. Even though they cannot hold your hand, they might hold your bag. Somebody to bring you to the top of the mountain. Because a lot of times people bring people to the top of the mountain, they go up there more than once. So they have mountaintop experiences. So you're looking for those people, those mountaintop carriers that will help you to the top of the mountain. That's why it's important, and I'm saying to you as a new president, to surround yourself with like-minded people. Not people just want to be on the bus to see I was on the bus. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a new bus, everybody will get on the bus. You don't want people to just sit on the bus, you want people to walk in. Do you know that, and I want to plug in before you come back in here, in the 1972, when the NGM was developing, there was people from every different party buying membership in the NGM, but it wasn't part. They was just there, they buy membership. And then there was the introduction of an organization committee. No more money. Pick a committee that you want to work on and work with this community. Whether it's health, women, youth, you work in now. No membership fee by money. You put in a committee and expect to work in that committee. So I think that's where we have to go, the direction which you have to go. So for the money about paying money to become a member, your money is one thing. You make a donation, right? Yeah. Take a donation, but you have to work on the committee, right? To be effective and for the group to grow, we need workers, not just riders. Yeah. I think that's my advice to you. Seek people who see what you see, support what you're seeing, and work with you what you're doing. You want committed people to be committed to the cause, because everybody is committed, but not everybody loyal. So you want loyal, committed people to the cause. Yes. Yes. Loyal and committed people.
Good point, John. I mean, I could just go back to, let us use Maria, for example. She's a typical example, right? She see the cause to start this group. She see the cause to get people together. And, she had people that follow her and help her with the cause to make it a reality. Because if she didn't have that support, and then she had to make some drastic decision in order for it to be what it is today. She get hit left, right, and center, but she keep going. So you're absolutely, John. You said it, and you said it rightfully. You got to get people to walk with you.
You can be common. That'll be uncommon to be a leader. You understand? Leadership is not for the weak or for the faint of heart. I'm telling you right now. Whether in your home, in your church, in the community, you can be a weak leader. Weak leaders die. Yeah?
True.
Let me tell you something. When you pick up a mantle to run with it, and you take responsibility for it, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And as a leader, the expectation is for you to captain the ship, whether the storm comes or in smooth waters. Yeah? And you need good sailors with you that won't jump ship when the hard time comes. Right? Yeah. And I saw something on display with Simon and Maria at the Greater Day at Downsview Park. The rain came, the incy-wincy spider, came and washed away the spider. But the spider did not quit. It climbed back up again in the sunshine. And what I saw happen on that day, they called all the leadership. Then I watched them, they call leadership together. What should we do? Then they go to the vendors. What should we do? Then they say put it off. Not only they gain the respect of the people who even give them the extra day to have the festival. That's leadership. That's leadership. And you have to understand. And somebody just make a point I was going to make. As a leader, you can't please everybody. But everybody must buy into the vision. Yeah. You can't please everybody. Because people come in there for what they want, not for what the organization wants. The organization have a vision, and everybody must buy into the vision, not what they want personally for themselves. A lot of times people come into organization, it's about the me syndrome. They're singing the song of me, of I. Leadership is not about I, it's about there's no I in team. And leaders have to be that kind of person that be strong, resilient, and forward thinking. Yeah. And when you have people around you with forward thinking like you are, trust me, your organization will grow very fast, and go very high. And I think one of the things I always say to people is this, whether in church or not, if you lose your connection to the root, the tree gonna die.
Yeah.
But important is to water the roots.
Mhm.
Water it and make sure to stay connected to those people on the ground, because grassroots is what determines how high the tree grows. And we need leaders that will always water the roots, always be on the ground with the people. And that's where transformation actually takes place, from the bottom up and not from the top down. So I will encourage you, my brother, to diligently seek the grassroots, make them be part and parcel. You see what people, everybody may be the leader, but everybody want to be important.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Johnny King have a song, Appreciation, based on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Yeah, someone die because they're seeking to be appreciated.
Mhm.
And people crave appreciation. I don't care who it is. Your wife want to be appreciated. You want to be appreciated. Children want to be appreciated. The workers want to be appreciated. Appreciation and thankfulness is a key to human being.
Mhm.
If you don't get appreciated, they feel rejected. Yeah? You wake up in the morning, you don't kiss your wife, and you walk out, you get up in bed and walk out and go to work. She's like, what's wrong with this guy? You come back home, my food ready? The food there, and she's like, I don't even get a kiss from this guy. The guy doesn't say hi. They don't touch me. What, am I a disease? You know? So appreciation. Your wife cook her food, you go to work, open up food and see the food, you call her and say, honey, I love that meal today. It tastes really good. You know? Appreciating people for what they do. Your husband go to work, you kiss him before you go, you know, you prepare a meal and you put like a note in it. Hey, when you open the front, you see that note, you say like, oh my God, it's like, you know, you read. So the appreciation, that is what nurtures and grows a relationship. You know, we're talking about that because management leadership is about relationship, cultivating relationship, whether in your home or not. And the Bible have a very profound statement. You can't manage your house. You can't manage the church. You can't manage your home. You can't manage your organization.
Mhm.
You know why most organizations fail? Because the leaders are not able to manage the little they have.
That's
And
right.
they want to become a bigger task. Those who are good in liquor, you'll be multiplied to get more.
Yeah.
It's a principle. So, and I look at you because you've been on the disaster preparedness, you're on the green agriculture. I know you're president. You have wearing many hats, and you're working with a lot of different people. It shows a lot of versatility with you and the leadership. Because people see something in you that you know, but people seeing it and they want you to be part of the organization, to be part of the moving forward agenda for the organization. So I want to commend you for that, because and the people who see you as their leader and think that you'll do a good job and don't disappoint them because they expect you to fulfill the mandate. You know what I mean? They're looking, they're waiting for you to fail. Some people waiting for you to fail. Believe me.
Yes.
Believe me. Don't think everybody that come to the party come to dance with you. You know what I mean?
That's some serious points you made, John. And it's I think, you know, the further you move away from the rock is a closer you are to Grenada. Grenadians by itself is a special breed of people, you know. We may on several occasions fight or disagree, but when it comes to matters of importance, we tend to rally around.
True.
But sometimes I think what we lack is we wait for that moment to come and we don't prepare for that moment. So, I mean, if you want to go to heaven, you can't go to party 99 days. And when you're, you know, on death's doorbell, you say, I'm ready to come. But Jam over song, he says, until my work is over, I'm going to do the best I can.
Yes.
And I think that's a mantra which we should really embrace. But not for us, not just for us. We got to try to leave legacies and footsteps.
Absolutely.
And talking about financial literacy, one of the things, when you look at benefits like financially or wealth, you know, intergenerational wealth is accumulated in other races. You see life insurance. And it's something simple, it's not expensive per month. But how many in our Grenadian community and our Black community look, we're all going to die. And then you see we have all these events and fundraisers to look to bury our loved ones. That is something too we should encourage and looking to encourage people to take out their life insurance. Some cases only $30 a month is like a bottle of vodka if you drink, or a case of beer, or whatever you use. So it's not expensive, but what you're doing is trying to build wealth in your family when you're gone, right?
What you say make a lot of sense, eh? And I was talking about from the other day that a lot of times the misinformation on insurance has been rooted way back in the days, yes? Mm-hmm. They see insurance as scam artists and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Men don't want to take out insurance because when I dead, my wife, man, go get it. And you know what I mean? Do you know something I learned as an insurance agent back in Grenada for myself? I was working with Len Williams, and he said this one thing: insurance is not about you; it's about your wife and your kids. Mm-hmm. He said when you die without an insurance, you leave your wife exposed to sexual victimization. Because now she have children for you. She died and she need to support those children. Yes? She would need a man to help support her. The mama can't give her 2 children on top of the 3 that she has already. And what is likelihood that he may stay? Right? But if she have the financial freedom, to maintain the same level of living that are higher when you was alive, the tendency for her to go looking for another man is very low. Mm-hmm. Your children will be more stable because mommy not going to provide for everything that they need because you leave that financial security there for them, right? Mm-hmm. So it's imperative that men and women take out insurance for their children and the wife. Yeah. So you have a stable wife now. She doesn't worry about the bills because that will be taken care of. And it's something we need to, because I think coming up in July, myself and Pastor Michelle is doing a financial seminar. All right. I did one couple years ago. I brought in the insurance man, the grave man, the insurance man. I bring everybody in to speak to the truth, right? Mm-hmm. So people get an understanding of planning their future. And I think what we need to do more and more often is have this, I could make mention earlier on, the financial literacy program for our people. Because there's a lot of people making money online with a lot of different things, right? Mm-hmm. If one of us just start it and we become successful at it, people might be skeptical. Okay, so if you're making $3,000 a week, a day, and see it working for you, people might be skeptical. Say, you know what? I know you're skeptical. It cost me $300 to get in, but I'll put $1,000 in for you because I'm making $3,000 a day now. You have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. All they have to do, and at a higher level, they'll now be making more money now. Okay, put $1,000, they're making more money faster than you. So you are going to pay for it. Sponsor somebody else in the business. There's no shame in the game. Right? Mm-hmm. Some may win, some may lose. But we have to get to a point where we cannot depend on a 40-40 plan. What is the 40-40 plan, you may ask? 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life. Mm-hmm. At the end of your 40 years of working, you only get you'll be getting 2/3 less, even less, 2.5 less than what you're making now to so-called live comfortable. Your inflation rate by the time most of us ready to retire will be about 9%. Yes, it's already there, right? Mm-hmm. In 1997, I did a study, and it shows that the average Canadian needs $12,000 a year to retire comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. Now, fast forward almost 20 years later, what's this? You need about $25,000 to retire comfortable. How many people save that a year? Mm-hmm. When you're making $40,000 a year, how could you save $24,000 a year? Yeah. There's a trick to there's a plan to that though. Insurance. Mm-hmm. Not just for yourself, but your children. See your children, insurance at $10 a month for them. By the time they could cash out at $2 million probably in 25, 30 years. The time they reach 30, they could become millionaires. Right? And for those parents who take in the child tax benefit money by here and do nails and going to Jamaica to a party fly out to WestJet to Jamaica to go to Buju Banton party. You know, leave the train money alone there for them for the next. It's true. You think you're joking? They do it. They do it.
Good point, John. Good point.
They do it. They take the money and fly out to concert in the United States and stuff like that. They get it. They can't wait for the money to come for the month. They plan the trip around that. That money that coming in, not your money.
On all the boat cruises.
Yeah. So watch the money you get in from government, not your money. If you take the train money, that's theft. That's theft. The train could sue you for the money later on in life. I ain't calling train to sue the parent, but that's thieving children money, not your money.
Yeah.
It's the children's money. And the government doing a good job at giving this money, trusting you the children's money.
Yeah.
That's what the government start doing, put that money in trust for those children until they reach 18, they could cash out the money. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think that's why they go, don't get them, because you could maintain your children for yourself with what you get in. The supplementary income you get from the government, you take it and party and stuff, you don't do it, putting away for your children. So I would advocate that the government start putting the money in a trust for those children until they reach 18 years old, they could cash out $500,000, about $1 million. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, right? Children need a start. They don't need to go to OSAP, they need to go to the bank. The bank should be coming to them and they invest. And that's what the mindset we are having for our children. Start investing the money for them. Put the money in the bank for the children. And you know, it's something I'm talking things, I think that's just dropping my spirit to talk about because I don't speak of my own. A lot of times I don't speak of my own. When we start thinking ideas are coming, not your ideas. The Spirit of God drop the ideas in your head and give you things to speak about. And as leaders in your home or in your organization, if you align yourself with God, He will impart the knowledge that you need to proceed. Yes? He's your fuel station, so to speak, for less for better word. He fuel you with the information you need to use and to proceed. So I want to encourage you as a leader, both you and Simon, because Simon does the Walnut Foundation. I think it's promotion at all levels. Don't keep that secret society. Promote it. You know, it might cost a little money to promote, but you actually need to also have a budget for promotion. For promotion, yes. And Gem FM, we hear, but we need money to fuel our organization as well, the business, you know. Yeah, so I'm reaching out when you guys have a book. We have a package sent to us, and you know we'll be happy to promote it for you guys. You know, so it is what it is, and I want to encourage the association to seriously, under your guidance and leadership, brother, to continually working with different organizations and find out what they're doing to make them successful. And learn from them, because that's how you become better, by the people who become successful, not by people who consistently failing. If you look at the people who fail and go for them advice, guess what I tell you? What didn't work? That's right. I always want to know. You know, they say if you're the smartest person in your group, you'll find a new group. That's fine. If you hang out with 9 broke people, guess what happened to you? You'll become number 10. Number 10. Yes. You know, they say if you hang with skinny people, guess what happened? You want to be skinny too. You understand? So always aspire to be greater than with the people you are with. And don't just go up by yourself. When you reach back and bring somebody up. I think it was Agmandino who said, only time you look down on somebody is when you're reaching up to help them up. You never look down on nobody. Lift people up. Lift people up, look down to bring them, not to pull them, Only people who pull people down is people at the bottom. Yeah. Okay? As leaders, you pull people up. Leaders must not maintain followers, but create leaders. Yeah. And I want to say to you, for the next 3 years, your mandate is not only to take the organization, but to try to find a replacement while you're growing. Yes. You know, because we see the crisis in the NMP party. The leader can't find a leader. Yes. You have never created leadership. You never had a leadership campaign which you are to teach and to groom somebody to put in place. You're fishing now for people all over the place. You know, casting bread all over the water, begging people to become. You know, you might have people there, but you don't trust probably who we have. But I say no, you didn't condition and create a leadership for people. So as leaders, we have to set structures in place. So even though we pass to there tomorrow, the journey will continue with the ship still keep sailing. Yeah. That's right. So it's important for leadership to train people to become followers, to become leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
You make a good point there, John. You make a good point. I just going to go back to when the president of the Walnut Foundation passed away.
Mm.
And that's what, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. You made a solid point. You create leaders, right? I never been in that. I mean, I've been in the Grenada Day, but there's another level to the Walnut Foundation where you deal with like I would say government and doctors and more professional people than community people. So I had to learn how to deal with these these people, and and again, because of his knowledge that he instilled in me, that I was able to continue, and we are now continuing. I'm not at the highest level in terms of executive, but I am still there. So you made a very, very, very good point.
Yeah.
I want to just, John, if I may, I want to just mention something that is on my mind, and I hope when the PM come that, well, I know that we're going to have a meeting, a meeting that So, but one of the things, John, that I look at over the years, and now Unison is a key to what I'm going to be saying, because he hold a lot of the cap, he hold a lot of hat, he wear a lot of hat.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
He's putting his emphasis, his finance, his knowledge, his whole being into our community. And I'm saying that, and I would not be biased. I look at everything that happened in my community. I may not be here, but I look, I listen, I read. So, and Unison, like I said, you are in the key to what I'm saying now. Over the years, and then you mentioned Jean Augustine, over the years, that there were so many good leaders that bring our community to where it is now. The government of Grenada, every year, and like I said, I'm going to bring that to the meeting when the PM come, and I'm going to address that. And I'm saying that now on Gem FM. Over the years, lots of leaders made many contributions to our community here. Every February, the government of Grenada recognize people from the highest level to the lowest level. Only the main island, only coming out from the main island. So everything that the main island do, it's been recognized, right? We in the diaspora, I got some information a few, I think it was last year before, where we in the diaspora contribute over $200 million to our mainland. And we're talking about all over the diaspora in general, right? Over $200 million. I think the last one was in 2021. Yeah, 2021, that was the last stats I got. I want to bring that to your attention. When Dunstan passed away, I went to Dunstan's funeral, and I came outside. And Dunstan was the guy, and I mentioned Dunstan, and I also mentioned to you, Unison, because Dunstan was, I would say, the pattern of you. You are the pattern of Dunstan, vice versa. Where the drum beat, he's there. When he passed away, I kind of stayed back. I said, something had to be done about this thing. I made a few calls. I called the incoming Consul General, right? I called someone in couple people in New Jersey, couple people in Montreal, England, Vancouver, and I wanted to start this discussion on how we can recognize our people in the diaspora. I know that we had a diaspora desk. What annoys me was the only time they want the diaspora is only to give to the mainland. You get what I'm saying? But I want to be very careful in what I'm saying. We're not doing things in our community for recognition. But at least if the mainland is recognizing the people down there, we should be part of this parcel, because we also contributing to the mainland and our community up here to make it to be what we want it to be, so we could be have enough to send down or have enough to help our people up here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, well, if the government is going to have 10 people that's been recognized on Independence Day, take 4 from the diaspora. I would love to be on a community like that. Look at the people that contribute. For example, Jean Augustine, Maria, I'm just calling names, right? That Sandra and others, Paul and this and that and Jerry and everybody else that gives so much. And you don't say so much, everything they leave their family to come and do community work. So I just wanted to bring that in my thoughts today, because it's been something that's been haunting me from the time Dunstan passed away. And I can say I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah, you made some valuable points, but John said something earlier when you talk about basically information. Sometimes a lot of us do things and, you know, it's maybe 5 persons know about it or 4 persons, but we don't really have a database. We don't have to wait on governments to blow our horns. You know, we could blow our horns for ourselves. We could set something up and we say, oh, this is our Grenadian Canadian diaspora for the year, whatever you want to do it. And by doing that, you'll find other communities, because New York will say, well, if Toronto could have a Grenadian of the year, why can't we have it? And that will filter us up into governmental things. So we have to start. But the main thing is having the conversation. I do agree with you. A lot of the times, a lot of people, you know, lose a lot of stuff, like even the homes to give back to the communities. And sometimes you go to a funeral, there's only 10 persons there. Why? Because what you do for me while you were alive. Now you're no longer there. I got to find the other persons. So we have to learn to take care of our own. You know, John talked about being a leader in your own house. If the Jamaicans say dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Exactly.
You have to dance with the piper call the tune.
Yes,
start playing the pipe.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know,
and I think we sometimes try. We do a lot. I think we do a lot. And Simon, like I said earlier on, appreciation. Appreciation. You know, there's no money involved in giving people an award. People they're not working for the award. Because people are getting those organizations because they want to be part to help Grenada. They want to be part of doing something for Grenada while they also have Grenada. Right? Look, last week, what's her name? Rosalind Klein Charles, right? Has started the Rosalind Charles Foundation in Grenada, right? To help specifically with medical assistance. People wanted to go away and get treatment, right? And people saying, why another one? But like she said, I'm open to work with other people. She's registered in Grenada, and I remember the very first one at that nature that is registered in Grenada as a charity. You know, we have people doing everything sporadically all over the place. But here is a registered organization, ready, willing, and able to assist Grenadians financially, and then giving the person the money. They're paying the institution the money. You want to raise almost $1 million to be able to give somebody the full cost of the medical care that they need in whether in Grenada or Trinidad or wherever. They will pay that money for the person. I know there are a lot of people have stuff on, they say no beds, they say no wheelchairs and stuff like that, right? And probably here and there they give money. But she's specifically giving the financial assistance to ensure that person get that care that they need. So you don't have to go raising funds for that, or somebody come with an eye problem and raise funds to go for me. That organization is set up specifically for that. And I think all of us should make a monthly contribution of $20 minimum to that organization. Because I think you hear it all the time. We need money for somebody in Grenada to go and have surgery in the United States. And there's not enough money. But if we imagine if 1 million Grenadian give $1 every month.
That's right. Yeah.
Give $1 every month. 1 million Grenadian people give $1 every month to that organization, to any organization.
Yeah.
How much money we'll be having? So we don't have to worry. And then we could do the same thing repeatedly because we see what's happening. I think sometimes we try to do big numbers. Let me tell you something. 1,000 cocoa didn't just fully basket by itself. One cocoa full that basket. So if each and everyone was to give $1 a month, 1 million grain, that's not $1 million, that's 1 million grain. Give $1. So you have $1,000 to give away. You say, well, why are you giving this organization? No, every organization have a different mandate. Yes? So you give $1 to 1 million people, give $1 each to 5 different organizations. Every month, 1 million people. This organization will grow beyond measure, and they'll be able to do the things that they want to do. People will benefit directly from it. And that's what we need to do. So I think it's important for us to look at the bigger picture instead of looking at the individual. And going back to the point of making that people need to be appreciated for the work they do. They volunteer and they give up time, they give up family time in most cases. People could be spending the time home with their wife, kissing and loving up and going a merry good way. Yes? And they take time off. I'm telling you. And wife home. I'm being real.
You're correct.
John, you just killed me. You remember? I'll tell you something. I remember. No, I live in the East End. I travel to that meeting. And I used to tell, when we go in the meeting, planning for the Grenada Day. I used to say, guys, listen, okay, let me tell you something. We're not coming here and waste time. If you're going to waste my time, I'm going to go back home and play with my wife, right? Because my time is important. So you may have.
Look, let me tell you something.
But here's the thing that you mentioned, John. You see that one cocoa? You just think that one falling right in your pot there, right there.
Yeah.
It's all right in your pot for the building fund. $1.
Yeah.
Because we have $1 times how many people in our community. That's the building fund right there.
Yes, we could do it. You have more than 1 million people in Canada, Grenadian people in Canada. If every Grenadian in Canada in Toronto alone could make $1 contribution, the sentence is done. It's done. I mean, I have a building for myself. I want to build for myself, Gem FM TV radio station building. I have the plans up there for it. It's right every day I come in the office and I watch it right in front of me. You understand? If everybody buy a brick, what's a brick? Probably 99 cents for a brick.
9 cents for a brick, yeah.
You understand? Somebody say, okay, I could buy a sheet of drywall. Or $2.
That's right.
How much drywall do you need? 50 sheets, 40 sheets? You know what I mean? 200 sheets, 200 people making a $200, $2.25 contribution. We're looking to do things in big numbers to make a dream come true. It takes a little drop of rain to flood a river.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's not a downpour, It starts with a little drip. And then the rain comes down, overflow the banks. So what I'm saying, let us put our resources together, a little bit as we have, and make it happen. We don't want to come to a situation where we just come in and just blah, blah, and we go back again. No, whatever we come to do, something I often do with people, right? People say, I want to become this. Okay, fine. I agree that you want to be this. How do you plan on getting there? What vehicle are you planning to use to get there? How much gas do I, a plane that leave the airport have a destination plan? The amount of weight you need to carry, what are people going to carry, and all different weight of people go on that plane, all different weight of suitcases go on that plane, right? But guess what doesn't change?
The fuel.
That's the point. He knows exactly how much fuel you need to get to Grenada.
And with emergency.
The plane lands lighter than when you take off. Do you know that?
Yeah.
The plane lands lighter than when it takes off. It burns almost all the fluid getting into greater.
Yeah.
So it lands lighter. So what's my point? Let us fill it up now. Let us put up everything now. And when we get to land, we'll be lighter.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have more. We will be enjoy the journey. You see, I always say this: if God could tell us the plan of what we're gonna draw the plan for us, all of us would drop off because we say, I can't go through this. But God never show you the plan. He tell you the destination.
Destination. Yeah.
And then you have to work on the plan for yourself. If you tell Joseph, you know what? Your brother go sell you in slavery. You will go in prison. Potiphar wife go do that to you, and all this stuff ain't gonna happen to you. Joseph go say, no, Father, let's leave me alone. I don't want to go through this trouble. You understand? I ain't going through this trouble to become king. For me to become king in Prince of Egypt? No, I ain't going to that. You understand? That's what I hassle. But I'm telling you, people don't want the journey. They don't like the journey. They want the destination. You know, some people show up when the food finish cook.
Yeah.
We have to go beyond the point of just want to be at the end of the destination when you get lighter. Come in when we need the heavy pull. When we need to learn to put this stuff together. The hardest part is putting it together, get it off the ground. That's what the heavy lifting is. And once you start reaching the right altitude, do you know that the spacecraft burn more fuel on the ground than in the air?
Yeah.
But guess what happened? The two rockets that get off the ground don't go to the orbit with it. No. You drop it off too, it's too much away.
Yeah.
There is some people that come to the organization and they just let the rocket. That's what the purpose is, to get you off the ground, and that's it. Don't worry, they'll have to go. They will go. But the main crew steer you right to orbit. So don't worry when people drop off. That's what the process. They someone is fuel, they'll burn out. Yes? So on the rocket, they'll get you off the ground. But the main rocket will continue sailing through space with the right people on it.
You know, my grandma used to, I'll quote one of the things my grandma used to say. My grandma used to say, who plan can, go in the bathroom with the can. That means, you pass the can, right? So that was a concept, that if you work hard, you get the result. But just before I end here, Unison, I'll just go back to what I was saying about that recognition from I got some tight tongue here, but being recognized from the top level. I would like to, that would be a good idea for you as the leader of that I would say the main oldest group in the city here, to take on that. And I don't mind being part of that. Look at, people that we could talk to and bring that suggestion to the government, and think it have to go to the governor general. And I'm talking about go up to the higher level. You're talking about go to the higher level, where somebody get the recognition from the top level and then we also could do our own community recognition, right? So I'm looking at getting a group of people together, and I don't mind being part of that. It's been something that I thought of, that we need to be recognized from the top level, from the governor general, from the queen or the king in that place, to right down to the community level. I would love to be, and not only here, but we look at diaspora in general, not only in Toronto, but I think with you, Unison, you could be the driving force, the driver behind that. It's a thought that came to mind. Like I said, I started it, but I just like, let me just drop it. But I think you drop it, but it's something that the wheel keeps spinning in my head. And I think it's time that we could, use that. We could materialize that to a different level.
I
would love to be part of. Two things I would love to work with you, Unison. That and the health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I mean, both is a passion. I thought of both of them. As for the health, I'm part of it. But that, being recognized as community servants.
Mm-hmm. Servanthood is the best part of leadership.
We can take this and bring it all over take it from Toronto to the US, to England, to Vancouver, to wherever. Get the same thought, get that, So if you have to choose two people from Toronto, let us choose 2 people from England. We go down for that anniversary and being recognized from the top level, from the government level. Then we do our own community thing, which is, that's how my mind been traveling from the time Dunstan passed away.
All right. I want to just draw your attention here to Lincoln Deputy statement that you just made here. And I appreciate that, because we've been talking about that. And he said, think home as not America. I think Peter David at one point said that Grenada is the 16th constituent. Yes? So he said, think home as not America too. Lots of Grenadians in North America are struggling and scrunting. This is no joke. We spoke about it earlier on. Right?
About it, yes.
On the award thing, like people who always calling for a sports hall of fame, doing it must be accompanied by supportive information of the good work and the claim to fame. Yeah. Excellent ideas, nonetheless. Yeah. So I think Toro is on the same trajectory we were speaking here earlier on. And I think we need leadership in that to take the mantle and bring it forward. And Unison, I want to support you. I want to tell you that, I want to congratulate you again on your duty and your task at hand. It wouldn't be easy. I think Buju Pandan says it's not an easy road, but leadership is key, and being a servant leader is the key to success. Yeah, and how you serve is making sure other persons in your organization become servant leaders as well. Yeah, it's not you alone to carry it. You have to find somebody to help you carry the cross too. You know what I mean? Jesus couldn't do it all by himself. He still had to get somebody to carry the cross. You know what I mean? But we have to have that collaborative effort, jointly fitting together to work together to get this thing on the road and get it going. Because at the end of the day, the original mandate of the organization must be centered and focusing, because the destination the journey might change, shift, but the destination must continue to be the same thing. Yeah. So as you go around, the storm might come and you take other protective measures to continue through the storm. But when you come on the other side, you say, this I have done. At least we have done. We have made it. We came across. So your next 3 years must make a gigantic shift in the mindset of Grenadians in Canada. They must see that as, wow, now we experience leadership of a difference.
That's right.
Not what we hear about, and we didn't see no change, no significant change, but what's that talk? Action is what is needed now. And I trust that you will take that action to transform the association in the eyes of the people. That something seems to go say something massive. Say, this was done by this administration from the Grenadian Association in Toronto. Something that would be there to say, well, under his leadership, we did that under his leadership, and then that will give you another time to come accomplish something bigger. Because see, once a leader be able to make a transformation, people could identify with, they will all want him to be there to spearhead the organization and move it forward. And that's how to incorporate people, not about himself, but incorporating people to move forward, empowering people. Because little as it is, you don't have to chair all meeting. You say, hey, you know what? The person who doesn't think themselves as much, say, you know what? Next week, the meeting next month, I want you to chair the next meeting. You empower people, putting people in position of power. They feel appreciated and they feel like, I'm not just here to drink water. You know what I mean? But I'm here to also direct, to steer the ship sometime. So now you let the captain take a seat and give somebody the ship to hand to run.
Yes.
But you mentoring that person.
Yeah, Dr. Myers says within every follower is a leader.
Yes.
So we have to, we as community leaders, we have to instill confidence in others. Sometimes I think we seems to want to be in the spotlight all the time, but it's okay to sit back and say, you know, let me take a break and let this person run point for you know, a time, and that gives you more opportunity to do other things.
Yeah.
So the more lifting you do collectively, is lighter the load becomes.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's the kind of approach we as a new executive. Well, we have 4 new members as the executive. 3, sorry. And you know, with that approach, we are looking to get members, but we don't just want members to pay at $10 and say every year. That membership body have to work. We have to put in the work. So you know, even the community, we one of the things we're doing, we're gonna have a suggestion sheet, like a survey, asking the member, what would you like to see? What is some of the things that you think we need to go? And we take all these sorts of suggestions and we brainstorm around it and see what is feasible, what is collective we could do,
right?
Where we need to bring in people, because we want to able to bring in, you know, sometimes we need a specialty advice on something.
Right.
We don't have it here. We could tap into that resources. You know, we have Grenadian students in universities and stuff that studying different skill sets. One of the Grenadian culture with Rene and those guys from McMaster culture, Caribbean culture, they organize a book drive, over 5,000 books that will be donated to the Grenada Ministry of Education. That is the kind of thing we're trying to do. How we get, you know, this young generation of Grenadians here, that we got to build for this is not going to be a 3-year, and you know, we all get tired, we get a little bit in age, we're not mobile, but the journey is continuing. We have to set a legacy. So that's why we're reaching out to the schools, also to the young students and them. You have a part to play. You do have a part to play, and you have a saying in where we go. So get on board now and let's sail with it.
You know, somebody talking about books, and I want to plug 2 things in here before Clyman come back in or you come back in. In terms of books, we have a Grenadian people who write books across the diaspora. We should also, when people want to make a donation of books, I think it's important that they make that contribution to Grenadian books, authors. So Grenadian people will always see that they are people who of our nation, from our nation, that also are influential. Yeah, they write books too. So I want to do some books, but can we do some books of Grenadian content, of Grenadian writers? Yes, that will help our people also envision themselves becoming writers, because they see somebody like them doing it too. Not only from a Eurocentric point of view, that they see only Eurocentric people, books we're reading, all of those things. We criticized before, but we still do it. If someone do it again, still, you know, in a different way. The other thing I want to make mention of is membership. Buying a membership. Have a membership card. What is the incentive we give people to have a card? I think it's important. And I said to someone on the NDC support group in Toronto here, I said, why are we paying $25 for just to have a membership for the year? But can you incorporate a Grenadian business in the card? So when they go to a Grenadian business, have a membership card, you can get a 5% or 2% off, or, you know what I mean? Instead of $10 for the meal, they get for $11. So, you know, on that card, and the people know, so they get now advertisement, more business come to the Grenadian business as well. You know what I'm saying? So with their gas stations, with a gas station to give something back. You know, so when you get a membership card, it shouldn't be something to hold in your hand and say I'm a member, but it must be valuable to the card holder. What value does it hold right now? I mean, apart from just being a member of the organization. You know what I'm saying? So that you could partner if you say, okay, if you're going to add in Gem FM, instead of a $5,000 page, you get a $3,000 page. You know what I'm saying? As a business. So those things with that membership form, that card carrying, it carry weight and value. I think that's, I see a lot of big organization does that. And it doesn't take much, because you know, pretty cat, but these people them getting money, right? And they're sponsoring you too. You understand? Because you're directing traffic to their business. You understand what I'm saying? So they're giving you back too. When you go for sponsorship for them, they don't hesitate to give you a sponsorship, because you're selling more business to their organization. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if everybody 20 people go to Ola with a card from your business, and they start paying $11 for a roti, They pay $10 for the roti and $9 for the roti. Guess what happened? They go back to you all every time. More people want to become a member of the organization, not only for the benefits, but then you call upon them to say, I want you, as a member, I want you to serve in that committee. I want you to do this for me. Now they know what the benefits of being a member. Not just giving grade, going to for grade, but people, despite no matter what we say, we want to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
Appreciation. So how often do we have to tell people thanks? You know, how much time we call people on the phone and say, you know what? Let me call Simon. Simon, I want to thank you for what you did on the last week and last month. We give a general thank you, but we want to call you personally and thank you for your service. That speaks a lot to people. Even when you go on your job and everybody go to work, they expect to get paid, but everybody get appreciated for the work they do.
That's right.
Your paycheck is not appreciation. You understand? When the boss come to you and say, you know what, how is your family doing? You know, I thank you for giving up your family time to be here for 8.5 hours with us.
Right.
That speaks. That guy want to miss a day job. You know, if he come to work regular every day. And you buy my slice of pizza in the coffee truck and say, you know what, I was in the coffee truck and I fly by a slice of pizza today. And he said, me? Yeah, here is it. I give you a slice of pizza. He too, that employee to you, that meant me much, but that employee, it shows how much you appreciate him behind the paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm not telling somebody that didn't work, I did it. People will work for you if you ask them to work a little 2 hours overtime because they know that you appreciate what they do, not just the paycheck.
Yes.
You're right,
so I think we need to do that and encourage people to be part of what they see before them. You know, and leadership is not just about standing in front of a meeting and telling people a whole lot of stuff, but empowering people. Yeah. And I'm glad you make mention of Miles Monroe. That one we're in the same class. Well, I didn't see you yet, but we're in the
same. That's one of my favorite speakers.
So I always do it, and I have him every day on Gem FM. You could listen, lock into Gem FM every day on the radio station, and you hear Miles Monroe, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar is always been playing on the radio. Gem FM is not your regular radio station, folks. We are educating society. We educating our community across the board. We have people in Africa listening to Modern Grain and listening to Gem FM. You know, China listening. You know, we have been out in what do you call this? Pakistan. Whatever the place is, listen to Gem FM radio, you know, and people write back and say, you know, we enjoy what we're hearing. We you know, because during the day, people listen to the radio every day. You know, I have no on my job. People, I can go in there and don't play Gem FM. They want to hear it because the messaging that we send out, you know, it's not just about playing music. I tell you something, I play calypso, but tell me something. The message of the calypso I played is positive calypsos.
Yeah.
You get to think. And even yesterday, I had a conversation with a brother. You know, have you ever listened to Bob Marley's song, Judgment Will Catch You Fire? That fire song? Some say this judgment will be filled with water. No water could put out this fire. Have anybody really seriously listened to that song, Bob Marley song? I could do a whole clinic on that song alone. How powerful that song is. So when I play music, I don't play music because I want to play music to dance. I want to play to educate you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we do here. Education is liberation. That's what we say. And I hope that leadership, under your leadership, will educate the people to liberate them.
Yes. You mentioned about the books, and Lincoln they put in is a writer also.
Yes.
The comment that you read.
That's right.
White Folks and Cold Dust, I think, is one of his books. But for our 50th, what we're looking to endeavor to do also is to have authors, so reaching out to authors of Grenadian heritage or Caribbean to have I don't want to say an expo, but a literature night where we have you know, our people telling the story, and that's where the mentorship programs comes in. So we do have a piece coming up for our 50th. That's why it wouldn't be just the gala. We're looking to have something ascending, taking that plane from the ground and ascending up to the 50th. When we get to the 50th, then we enjoy the ride and we come down. So that is something it's planning. We plan it. And Lincoln also, I reached out to him also to. Lincoln is a leader in our community also, you know. And so those guys mentorship and mentors you too and push you. Because Lincoln will tell you when you're going wrong, he doesn't wait for long. Soon as you step, you will try to pull you back right away. So that's the kind of people that we're looking for advice and moving with the past presidents. Reach out to the past presidents also,
yes,
and bring them on board and say, listen, this is what the new leader, the new vision is, or part of, but is also based on your principles. So reaching out to the past presidents also and have a committee and brainstorming with them. What can we do? What are the challenges and how we could collectively, because they too have a part to play.
Yes.
Past members have a critical part to play. They face different adversities in their time also, and they enjoy some success. So what worked and what didn't work, and how we could incorporate a lot of the things. So we're reaching out to the past presidents and let's sit down and have a conversation.
I think that's
not done as yet.
I think that's a very, 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 very good thing. Very important, because a lot of times organizations forget the people who started the organization.
That's right.
And I think it's imperative that new leaders pay homage to those older leaders. When I say older, not age, but people who passed on, who was there and have contributed in one way or the other. And ask them what did work for you and how you could incorporate into the new. Yes? Because that in itself will empower the organization, and the person will feel valuable because you're using their success story to move forward. You see? And that's how you start appreciating people for the contribution that they have made. And a lot of times we forget to reach back and pull those people back into the fold, because no matter how long they serve for, if you don't, sometimes they don't even need a wall and a plaque on the wall. What they need is to you to reach out to say, look, I need your help here. How can you help us in this committee? So you can spearhead a committee. You're not the president, but you're a member of the association still, and we need your support here. And I think leadership ties into all of that and bring the whole garment and the holistic view of the organization together. And they may still have evolving ideas that might benefit the organization that they didn't get to in their mandated time to fulfill. But being on a committee, they can also influence the change that they wanted at one time and sell that idea to the organization, the group, or the committee that they're in to bring it to and make the overall organization look good.
Yeah. And that's what I said. Recognition and encouragement. Recognition by recognizing the people who start, people who lay that foundation, people who contribute. And you encourage those that come in and taking that footstep. So that's where I was going back, and then when I made that statement.
Right.
And we also need to, and John, you said it, it's not the paycheck, but when your boss tap your shoulder and say, man, I thank you for doing a good job. That have more value.
Big time. Big
I'm going to
time.
make another statement here on leadership.
Let me hold that thought. Let me take a commercial break here, and we'll be right back. Yes? Okay. Come on, commercial break, guys.
We are waiting for you. Like a slide where everything lies. We're waiting for you.
Yes, that was for the upcoming 20 Grenadier Festival happening. Yes, so again, that was for the Grenadier Festival happening on the 26th of August this year. And don't forget, guys, you'll be at Kiel and Eglinton. Don't forget to come on down and support. Again, the team is your health is your wealth, I think it is. Yeah. And
yes.
Inspector will be the master of ceremony. So you're in for a treat, guys. The Krong City man, the man with the most Krong in Grenada. I know we have had enough head for that. I hope he's not a monster, but he's a good guy, So he could be Wayne, he could come in there with the master of ceremony had this time. So another Krong on his shoulder and his head again. Master of ceremony. You have Beast and you have Scholar We'll be having a special booth for raising some funds for health. So yeah, this time the whole health challenge this year. So please come on out and share, be part of this organization, and please share, love, like, and share Gem FM everywhere you go, whenever you go. Again, you can find us and tune in at GMR FM. Again, and regularly during the day is www.gemfm. That's I'll post it up in the chat room there. But it's www.gemfm.ca. 24 hours of radio, non-stop, gospel, soca, reggae, everything in one package. Yes, you can open the box, the Pandora box. You just open and get everything in it. All right. So go back to you, Simon, and we have about half an hour to go, and we just winding on with some comments and stuff like that. And before I go, I want to congratulate our Grenadian representative, Miss Tracia Grant Lewis, who participated in the recently concluded International Elegant Mothers Pageant in St. Martin. She came first runner-up, and Gem FM was a proud sponsor of that trip to the Crown. And when many other people like Boogie D and the number of organizations who helped facilitate her going to represent Grenada. So she came back, and she came back with not with the crown, but she's a queen all by herself. She did well, representing Grenada well. And I don't know if some of you watch it, but she really did represent Grenada very, 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 very well. And for those of you who don't know, while she was participating in that competition, somebody burned down the house in Grenada. She also there. Somebody burned the house down. So it's alleged. It's alleged that somebody burned the house down. I say alleged, right? So now they need a place to stay. Seriously. So again, if you can reach out financially to help them to rebuild. Again, she didn't ask me to do that. I just remember that. I'm just saying that out of my heart here right now for her. I feel so bad for her because I mean, after representing Grenada, come back home and your house is done. You know what I mean? And they just move into that place and it burned down to the ground. You know, so I would she and her husband was in St. Martin when they happened to train by somebody else, but when they came back home, the house was burned down to the ground. So I reached out to you, Grenadians here now, and those who be listening afterwards. If you want to send some funds to her, send it to Tracia Grant Lewis, Tracia Hazel Grant Lewis, right, in Grenada through Western Union. Please be mindful of that and support her in that place to rebuild the house. Okay, go back to you, brother.
Yeah. By the way, John, that song, that anthem, "We Are Grenadians,"
everywhere.
You know, this song would never ever
get old,
disappear from our thoughts and our mind and our soul. This is our Grenada anthem, beside the real anthem in song.
Simon, as a musician. I want to find out what this word really means. Ininkaniba. Iniba u.
John,
growing up, I never understand what about. I sing it anyways. I don't know what it is.
It's a Patois language. Patois. And you know, my sister in Grenada, Sherry, and you know, over the years, people sing all different kind of words on that song. And they sing all kind of thing and all that stuff. Good question. Be honest with you, I do not have the answer on that. But I always want to get I always want that. The only person I would ask about that is my good friend Arendelle, who, you know, one of
Wendell, yes.
I would ask him because he would have good knowledge on that. So I could get that answer for you. But on that same note, Unison, just to let you know, John have a track that that I sent to him that I did. Reed did myself and Ajamo on Dreading a Pieri. So somewhere down the line you would hear.
Yeah, we have it. I think
you would hear. So this is a remix on Dreading a Period that was, you know, from Magnificent Six, you know, during that revolution period. Just to let you know. But anyway, we're just going back to what we were saying on the leadership. That was the point I wanted to make. It takes, and you know, we repeat over and over what leadership should be, and spreading the leadership to other members of the executive. And I go back to with the Walnut Foundation, how we operate and how we could let the organization move forward by sharing leadership. Right? Now, I never mentioned that I'm a president of the Wester Hall group, Wester Hall Community Group, started in 2001. So I'm a president of that, and what I do, and I did that in the Walnut Foundation because I saw it being done. Every time we call a meeting, and Sandra is part of that group because she's from Wester Hall. Every time I do my meetings, I don't always chair the meeting. Like we had a meeting last week. I get one of the members to chair, or the vice president to chair, or other members. So we talk about leadership, and John made it clear. And I think it's a good way of getting people involved because we wouldn't be there forever. The other members need to know how things work and how we can pass on that information and so on and so forth. And that's how we could propel. That's how we could propel and make things different and make things better because everybody have different ideas. Everybody sees different things. New faces always going to become. For example, we have a new prime minister. He's doing things different. You have a different idea of the things. So that's how we learn about things. And again, you said, again, I want to congratulate you. I mean, you, like I said before, you're wearing many hats. And, when you take on a cap, you put it in your hang up and you put another one and then you change your clothes, you go to this and this. So one thing I want to encourage you, don't burn out yourself because it's going to be a lot of work. Don't burn out yourself. You want to keep that. You want to do what you want to do, but you also want to take care of yourself in the meantime. And, we will hold your hand. I said to the incoming Consul General, I called him and congratulated him on his position. And I said to him that he's coming to a community that he doesn't know, but we are going to work with him as a community member, and you as a community leader, John as the media guy, whoever come to represent us or to guide us or to help us. We as community people, leaders, members of community, media, wherever it is, business people, we have to work with everyone in order to grow our community. I always want our community to be different. I want us to be different. We want to do things different to others, make us unique. Because we are unique people. We are proud Grenadians. We are proud people. Like the song that John just played. So when we do things, we want, like I said before, we want people to say, let me make a point too. When we brought in outside entertainment for the Grenada Day, we get a lot of flogging for it. Even our community. Well, it's a Grenada Day. Why are you bringing somebody outside from our community to come to Grenada Day? Well, here's the thing. I myself, Maria could vouch on that. I myself and Maria, no, I don't like the idea. Again, what she see, I did not see it. She said, Simon, it makes sense. It makes sense to take an artist from another island to come into Grenada Day. So I said, yeah, it really makes sense to you because, and I use our oil dung as an example when I have to make that statement. Each and every Grenadian know how to cook oil dung. And if you don't know how to cook oil dung, it's because you don't want to learn. But it's something that instilled in us. It's part of our culture. It's a food, our national dish. So we know oil dung. So if we all know oil dung and we have a neighbor that doesn't know how to make oil dung, why don't we teach them, right? So we bring in another artist from another island to come into Grenada Day to teach them our culture, to let them taste our food. Is an open gate to know what's happening in Toronto here. By you learning about us, it gives you the open gate to go to Grenada and see what you taste in Toronto to enjoy what's in the main island. So that was the whole concept of what Maria saw. Mm-hmm. To add with that, it brings in other people to enjoy us, to see what we do different, to interact. Because not all of us, my wife was from St. Kitts. Not all of us married to, our own Grenadian people, right? So it can kind of unify us as one people, right? So that was the thing behind Maria bringing in. And then everybody now accept that. It makes sense. When Sparrow come, when this one come, and everyone come. Like, it was one of the biggest things we had, because we had Vincentian, we had Bajan, we had Dominican, we had everybody come, and the people that we bring in is people that known in the Caribbean as top soca, top calypsonian. So yes, it makes sense. So again, it comes with vision.
Yes, and I hope the president don't demote me for busting the bubble now. You mentioned about oil. So what we plan to do, this is Grenada Day, in keeping with the feel of 50. We are bringing in an oil chef from Grenada.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a demonstration of how it's cooked, what the ingredients. Because, Grenadians, if you want to pick a fight, put on a Trini video of oil. And all hell break loose.
Yes, for sure.
So we're gonna teach the trees how to make a proper oil on that day. So if you do a Trinidadian friend,
no.
To the park. So,
hold on. I'm married to a Trini, okay? And let me tell you something. I think there's no Trini that could make an oil on like her. Okay?
Okay.
She is now an official all-down maker in Toronto, my wife.
John, we didn't expect you to go against that, because I don't even so you're forgiven this time. But every exception, every rule, there's an exception.
Yes.
So your wife is the exception. Yeah, so that's one of the things that we are looking to do, have a demonstration on how to make it, because we have first, second generation. I just say everybody make an oil long, but everybody oil long to taste same.
Yeah.
So that is some of the feeling we are looking to include this year in Grenada Day. So I say the park make it more family, we're more in together, we're closer, and the park is more family oriented. The park over the park was a little bit too big for us, and so we bring it back for that community feeling, to bring back the vibe.
Yeah, something, and I want to put back on something you said about the park, right? Because the park might be a good space, but we shouldn't use the whole space. You know what I mean? Keep it in a niche space. Probably park is a good place because you have more parking and more thing like that, right? I think looking at it as the whole big arena, just say let's about a section and keep it within that section. Because it adequately fits everything that we want to do. The display units and everything, that it could still be done there. But I think we have to rethink going forward if we go back up there, because expense-wise, how do we cover the cost for the park? Because it's an expense, right? So here we go again. We could team up with other business people in Toronto. Leon's. We shop at those places. Leon, Bad Boys. So we want to cover the cost of the park. And we give you the promotion. Yeah? You come and set up a booth there as well. You also give them a booth for free. And they sponsor the park. So they come with a booth and they have the sales team right there too. So we have to find creative ways to avoid spending money that we don't need to spend, because those people, if they sponsor it, they write it off.
Yeah.
So when they start sending out letters, have letters to send to the organization and to sponsor the organization, sponsor those events. You know what I mean? We can't just do it on our own. We need sponsorship, and from those big companies and them. Send it out to them and send it a lot. You know what I mean? You don't know which one I'm going to buy. We'll send it out to them.
Yeah, but that's why we need the marketing aspect, and we need people with specialized skills. That's what, we could all send out that email, but there's some keywords in that email that
have to be there.
Readers' attention.
Yes.
So sometimes that's what I think we're missing, to spend the extra in advertising and marketing. That we just settle for, if we get 200 or 300, we're happy with that. But if we market it properly, We have the
Yeah.
reach,
Yeah.
but we have to spend a little to make that extra.
Yeah, we have it. We have it. Well, the time is now what 50 minutes to the hour of 1 o'clock. I did some closing remarks from you guys. And first of all, let me ask anybody out there if they have any comment they want to make. You could call in 437-980-7467. I've been talking to Unison Joseph, the new president of the Grenada Association in Toronto, and Mr. Simon Samuel, director and leadership member of the Walnut Foundation in Toronto. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are two gentlemen. My co-host in command, I think it's still my Delbert Baptiste is my co-host, and I think he was not here this month because he probably had puff and mango, you know. So I'll probably just get back in from Grenada. So I'll give him a pass on this one. You know, he keeps telling much mango he's sucking in Grenada, you know, like a mango ligaroo. All right. So, any closing remarks from you, Simon Samuel?
Yes, John, again, thank you so much for that opportunity. And, I just want to congratulate you on, again, a good job as a Grenadian that, love your community, doing your due diligence to get the word out there, to encourage, people and looking after the best for our community, and continue with the good job, the good work you're doing, John. And I know that Gem FM would be the driving force, and I know you contribute so much to everything that happening in our community. So keep up the good work, and you would also get the support from various people like Unison coming back to you now. And also want to congratulate you again on your new position and all the position you'll hold in the community, because John said it all, that because we see your potential, we see that the love for your community and the love for people that you want to help in different ways. Disaster management, one of the key things in our day-to-day life, right? And you share that not only the Grenadian one, but the Caribbean one, which is a key position. So again, congratulate you. We had a very, very good conversation, very, very good topic, interesting conversation. I love being, talking about different things, and it's a passion. Sometimes my son said, "Dad, you like to talk?" I say, "Yeah, I like to talk because, if you don't talk, people don't say, people don't know what you're thinking, And looking forward again to another topic, interesting topic. And again, Unison, I would say that I am looking forward to working with you on two key things, and making a difference in our community in terms of the health, for sure. I'm passionate about health. Health is wealth. So especially we as men, that this type of disease that faced us, we scared to talk about. I mean, with me now, I open my mouth wide when there is any conversation with prostate cancer, anything below the belt. We as Black men, we don't talk about it. We shame, we're afraid, right? Well, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. So I'll talk about it, and I would love to be a part of your team where that is concerned. And the other one is like I said before, the recognition of our people from the higher, from the higher. So from the king come down to our community. I would love to be part of that, and I would love to see the Grenada Association spearhead that, and not only in Toronto, but the diaspora in general. We should start that and contact the rest of the diaspora, how we can move forward in terms of recognizing the people that paved the way for us, And I would also like to be, part of that. And the final word that I already said that when the PM come, that would be I'll post that to him, and in the meeting that we'll be having. So again, thank you so much, John. Thank you everyone for that. Thank you to the listeners, and hope that we can see some progress made. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Unison, the man of the before you say anything else, I want to ask you about last night. I forgot to ask about last night. How did it go?
Last night was good. We were challenged by the rain, by the downpour, but we had a good turnout. We had upwards of 200, that's about 200 people.
Wow.
I always say Grenadians is like Lagos,
We come on late at night. I get there, I got there and 9 o'clock, and I think like I promote this thing on the radio for 9 o'clock, and I come there for 9 o'clock, and the DJ is the only student that is walking. Everything is. So I really wanted to come back. When I came down, I tell you, I get a bowl of seafood from Ola's Kitchen, 477 Oakwood Avenue, so I couldn't pass it over and come back up before again,
Yeah, but that's the best food in town,
Yeah.
One of the things, John, before I close, we had Ola was very helpful. We had a disaster meeting, and we were looking for a place to hold a meeting, and she gave us room at the restaurant.
Yeah, I remember that.
To hold a meeting.
Yeah.
Right. And so that is the kind of a community that we're trying to be part of, and we say thank you to Ola for allowing us the time. Because, imagine you have a restaurant and some people just come to talk and you give up your seat. And you show something in the community that, we have the community spirit that we need to always build on.
Yeah, I mean, we need to support all our business. I mean, there's other great businesses there too, right? But she's one that is always right in our faces here. I mean, that's my outside kitchen, like I always say. It's just behind. I just have to jump the fence, and I'm right there. That's my outside kitchen. I come home and sometimes, I just pass by. Like today, I'll be going to get my oil done. You know what I mean? I used to cook almost every other Saturday here, but then my wife said she loves all her kitchen, all her oil done too. So I'm going there and get it all along too, So it is what it is, And Friday is Seafood Friday. So if you want a Seafood Friday, just come along to All Our Kitchen on Friday afternoon. Right? Just come before my time, because my time is 6 o'clock and it's done already. So go before my time, 12 o'clock. Yeah, go early. Better seafood from All Our Kitchen. Yes. So go ahead.
Yes. So let me say thank you again, John, for allowing me the opportunity to come on your platform and help spread the message or help engage the Grenadians in the diaspora. So we mentioned a lot about the diaspora. There's a diaspora policy. I know there's an extensive amount of work was done in that policy, and it is written. There's a Jamaican, can't remember his name now, but over $2 million was spent on writing this policy. So there is something. There is a map, something to base off on. I know Tricia Mitchell also worked on it. Lincoln, they put in, had some input. So there is something, there's a policy I think it's good that we should revisit it. Maybe we have to change some things or include some, but it is a basis for everything. Right. Also, I want to really reach out to the Grenadians here to have an input in your communities. Let us do the little that we can. We could do little things in a big way. So let us get involved. Don't, even though we criticize, but if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. Yes. If you don't be part of your community, we have to start getting involved in our community, whatever facet you could. Maybe you cannot do something financially, but your manpower, your ability, your knowledge, everyone has about knowledge. Don't go to the graveyard with your knowledge. Let us start working together. We're little, but we talawa. Let us start doing things. So with that, I would like to say, thank you once again, and looking forward to working with you, John, and the greater Grenadian public, and hold us accountable. Where we falters, pull us up. Where we're doing good, give us a little bit of tap on the back and say, okay, you could do this a little bit better, but we are here for help, there to help. Let us collectively do something.
Great. Thank you again so much. And I want to just stick a little pin in that because you said something about graveyard there. I want to, I think you heard this story too, but I will share it to the Grenadian people as well, our listeners. Another thing I always say, crap crop nourishes crop. Yes? Farmers will know that very well. The pen manual, everything, or we don't want to eat, or we don't want to work on, it nourishes it, it's nice tomatoes and the carrot that we eat. Yes? So sometimes the crop that people give you nourish it to become better. Yes? They just, no matter how rough sandpaper is, when you hit the wood, you make it smooth. Yes? So some people could be like sandpaper. Let it rough you up. It'll make you get smoother. You know what I mean? It's true. I'm a woodworker. I'm a furniture maker. No, sandpaper different. The rougher it is, the smoother you become.
Yes.
So I say, let it decide. Let it be sandpaper. Let it do what they have to do. That's their job. Let it do it. They're just smoothing me up. They don't realize they're doing it. No matter how hot the iron is, it smooth the clothes off. Yes? But so we have to understand how life is made up of. And the things that happens with us, how it unfolds before us. But you make the point about the cemetery. I want to just pump that in here because Miles Monroe said it. Les Brown said, Jim Rohn said, he said, imagine lying on your deathbed as you prepare to transition over, and all the ghosts of all your talents came to you, look at you with large, angry eyes and saying to you, we came with you. Only you could have given us life. Now you dying. We have to die with you. Yeah. Imagine. He said the richest place on the planet is not in the oil fields in Saudi Arabia and the diamond mines in Africa. The richest place on the planet is in the cemetery. There you will find books that was never written, invention that was never acted upon because somebody refuses to step out of the comfort zone to give birth to the gift and the talent. What dream, what gift, what talent do you have that listen to us today? You have in you to give to the world. God don't make junk. Everybody have a purpose in life. Find yours and give it to the world. Don't die with it. Don't let the cemetery be a richer place by you going there without giving us what God gave you to give to us. Have a blessed day, everybody. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here this morning with you. Again, join me next Saturday morning, Caribbean Connections, and we have a special guest next week Saturday morning, right here on Gem FM. Three special people will be here next week Saturday morning with us. I want you to join us. Come on up, guys, and share the link. Gem FM. We don't just talk, we have discussions. And we hear from people, we'll hear from you, and trust me, we'll make a better community. I'm Mr. Unison. God bless you, my friend. Go with God. Wherever you go, put God first, you never come in last. Yes? Amen to that.
Amen.
All right. So I'll pick up 2 songs and with Ajamo. Is that Ajamo? Yes, Ajamo. Yeah. Hey. So come up with these nice songs and I'll play them out for you guys. So we get out of here. I'll go change up some stuff. You see this one? Okay, let's go with this one. Where is it?
Nice to see you, Unison.
Good to see you, Joe.
Yeah.
It seems like we've seen each other a lot lately.
I know. That's right.
Yes. But we have some work to do.
We do, definitely. We do. We all in this thing together, you know.
All right.
You are the one who made my heart sing. You are the one who made my best friend. From the time you came into my life, I know you are the one. Now I want to tell you I love you with my song. African lady, mama, oh, King my love. Yes, I love you, King my love. Yes, I love you, baby. My love. Oh, I'm my love. Tell you again, African lady, King my love. King my love. King I love you. I'm my love. Do you love me? Do you love me? You are the one who make my heart sing. You are the one who make my man sing. From the time you came into my life, I know you want the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song. Hey! Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. When you yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. Hey! Oh, na, na, na. Hey! All my love is for you. Hey! Sometimes when life is sad and lonely, la, 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 la. You give me love and make me happy. I know many times of the things that bring water to your eyes. But I know you don't know why you apologize. African yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. Oh, African yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. Oh, hey, 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 Brian! There's no other woman like you, baby. Hey. You are the one who bear my children. You always try your best to care them. You're the mastermind of my strong and happy family. You're the soul protector of my legacy. Sing this song for me, Africa. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. Oh, I'll tell you, Africa. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you, baby. Oh, woman, I love you. Woman, I love you. Women, I love you. I just think that woman and she. King man love you forever. Hey, Makata, hey, Makata. Hey. Woman, I love you. Hey. Want you know, want you know, want you know, I love you. Hey. Makata Uzi. Makata. Makata Uzi. Hey. Makata Uzi.
Why should I get free? Tell me why should I? Why should I? Hey, no way. Lord, 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 so the Lord is heavy. I'm moving on. Yes, I'm moving on. Oh, God. On the cradle to the grave, little by little, stage by stage. I never get weary. I never get weary. Sorrows and laughter, time of fear. Good and bad, I had my share. I never get weary. I never get weary. Just like the breeze that blowing high on the mountain top. Stay still, I gotta keep moving. Just can't afford to stop. Yeah. should I? So the Lord is saying, Lord, until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up and brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less. Still charge up, put my soul to rest. Hey. Tell me why should I? Oh, I never get me. Oh, trial and causes in my way. I still gonna find some time to pray. I never get weary. Rasta never get weary. When temptation comes on strong, I've got to face it like a man. I never get weary. No, I never get weary. Cause in this time with pleasure and danger walking side by side, I can't stay still. I gotta keep moving. There ain't no place to hide. Can't hide from myself. Oh my God, I gotta move along. Until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less. Still charge up, put my soul to rest. Hey. Rasta moving on. Yes, I'm moving on. But Lord, through the valley as I walk, persecutors on my back. I never get weary, Rasta never get weary. Some say that's what I deserve, so the reward hatred for my love. I never get, never get. Was my faith in my Father, it's what I like. I don't know what, but I know I will survive. Oh, till my Father say I must rest, that is when I lay me down. Oh, Lord. Hey, until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up for brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less. Still charge up, put my soul to rest. Until my, when my work is over, that is when I'll fly away. Brave and strong. Oh yes, that is when I'll lay me down. Till my Father say, till my Father say, for nothing less. I gotta move away. Until my work is over, I'm gonna be up for brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over,
Wow, that is it, man. That is how we do it. Nice and sweet right here on Gem FM. Well, Unison, again, thank you so much for being here with us as we do what we do here every Saturday, is bringing the good news to the people of Greater Carriacou and Petite Martinique and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. To all our listeners around the world, we want to thank you for being here with us. We thank you for participating in today's session. We hope that you'll continue to bring more people with us and with you to us, and keep loving, liking, and sharing Gem FM wherever you go. Talk about it, because Grenada in Toronto need to know what Gem FM is, what we do, and how we do what we do. All right. So God bless you and make you a blessing, my brother. Hope to see you by Ola's Kitchen sometime later on today. I'm going to get my oil done soon. Yes. So guys, if you're in Toronto, please come on down to 477 Oakwood Avenue. That's what is happening. Ola's Kitchen, right behind the studios of Gem FM Radio. So come on down and go get your oil done. All right. It's what we do every Saturday morning, Caribbean Connection. Talk to people everywhere in the Caribbean. But next Saturday, you want to be here. Guys, come on down and bring somebody with you to listen to us, because we have people that is really, really interested to talk to and to hear from them, hear their story, the journey, where they came from to where they are and where they're going. So come on here and be part of the movement. All right. God bless you and make you a blessing. One love, my brother. Listen, sign off. Blessings. All right. Louise. Louis, good afternoon. Doris, Maureen, Charles, Brenda, good afternoon. Sherry Callis, my big sister out there in Montreal, and to our siblings, the rest of them in Montreal, Maria, Leslie, all of you. And my daughter is in Montreal this weekend with them. Yeah, Janice is up in Montreal having fun with the family. First time she going to with her daddy. Oh my God. But that's what that is okay. She in good hands, capable hands. She my big sister's hands. Bernadette, good afternoon to you. Bernadette Yvette Thomas, good afternoon to you. Thank you for dropping by. Please love, like, and share Gem FM. Event to be Wellness. Check them out on Facebook. Yes, that is run by none other than Louis Noel Ambrose. Lincoln Deputy, check out the Caribbean Camera. He's a frequent writer there and journalist. So check him out there as well. Doris Maureen Charles is our all-time, yes, sharer of Gem FM 3 years in a row. Been sharing Gem FM, she have won the prize, the award for the person who share the most on Gem FM. At the end of every year, our award ceremony, we give prizes out and awards out. We have an award and dinner, and Doris always winning. Yes, for she shared the most. On every platform she on, she shared everywhere, and we sees it. So, you know, Veronica Sandy, first here this morning, good afternoon to you again. Thank you, God bless you. And may God bless you and keep you. Whatever you do and keep you in good health, and that's your wealth right there. All right, and Brenda Alexander, good afternoon to you, and God bless you. Everyone, continue listening, living, and loving Gem FM. As I go, I leave you in capable hands. Gem FM Radio, right through the day. More love, more music, more fun. All right, check it out. Gem FM.
Mr. Ryson? Yes, it's me, Pablo. Why I not at work? That is a good question, sir. I have something to tell you, sir. I fired the work